everyone, welcome to Jasper Jinx Academy, episode 4. We are coming to you live from twitch.tv/MargaretCrone if you're watching here live. We'll just go through all of the quick things and then we'll get things started. So if you are enjoying this show or you want to help support the show, be sure to just follow us. We're at MargaretCrone everywhere other than the YouTube is MargaretCrone Plays because internets. And if you want to support us in a monetary means, you can subscribe to the Twitch channel here or donate as well, and that helps all support the channel and basically pay all of the cast for all of the shows. We stream Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, 7 p.m. PDT, so definitely come tune in. We play anything from Warhammer to D&D to witches, so it just gets crazy and fun, and we just always have a really good time telling amazing stories with fabulous characters. So that's all I got on my end, and then we'll kind of go through and introduce all of these wonderful people and their characters so you can get to know them and get right into the magics of Jasper Jinx Academy. So to start things off, we'll start this way and go with Nika. Tell us a little bit about who you are and, of course, who Diane is.
Yes, hello, I am Nika Harper. I do a lot of things on the internet. I write and do performance stuff. I'm all over the place. My character is named Diane. Diane is like half total kiss ass and half really like sweet. Well, like no, I guess I don't know. Who is Diane? She's pretty devious and very social climby, but there's a good heart under there, but there's also the kind of lawless heart under there too. So she's much more devious than she seems to be, and kind of likes breaking the rules and is rather petty.
And we love her. Oh, I also forgot to mention, which I don't know how I forgot to mention this. The game is now live, so if you would like to, I think it's witches ! Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember what the command is. Frank, help. Like, Frank, help me. So if you're watching this on YouTube, we'll have the link down below. But one of the commands, I put in a command for the link to DriveThruRPG. But the game is over on DriveThruRPG. You can check it out. Not social, Frank. The game. The game is over on DriveThruRPG. You can play it for free and take it from there, or if you want to help in a monetary means, you can pay whatever you want as well, and all of the payment for that is going to go towards the next book, which I think will be some adventures that people can play, maybe some extra rules, because I think some people had left comments regarding like they want some more like deeper rules. Obviously the whole point of this game was to be, it's more lighthearted and very storytelling driven, and it's not supposed to be meant like, I think some people were like, oh, I want a health pool and so that when you battle there's consequences, and I'm like, I get that, but that's not the point of that wasn't the point of why I made this game. But maybe having some alternative rules would be kind of fun, or like a deathmatch type of thing, or I don't know, we can come up with some of the cool stuff. So if you help monetarily, we'll get some new art as well and help support future games. I have an apocalypse setting type of game that I'm working on too. I'm a crazy person. I like building things. So that's live. Yeah, there we go. It's called Witch. I put witches. Okay, Witch. I put exclamation point witch in the chat.
I assume you're just a collection of like hive mind clones, and that's how you do so many things.
What we don't know is she actually punched directly into the wall to recharge.
She's actively charging right now.
We don't even know it. She's working and recharging. It's not even fair.
I wish that's what I could do. I don't know. I just kind of like in my off time. I'm one of those people who can't sit still. So like whenever I have free time, my idea of free time is doing stuff. So we'll move on to the next person though. Of course, Eon, our lovely trash witch. I'm so happy we have you, Patrick, and your wonderful witch that you made, but I am so glad there's only one of you. I don't know how I could handle more.
So Lauren missed it last week, but Diane's not very happy with me.
Missed it in the sense that I was not here for it, or missed it in the sense I'm going to be sad that I wasn't here?
Both, probably.
Okay. It was full on shenanigans.
I'm sure you know.
And she's still going to be class president.
And she's, yeah. That's thanks to Cypher, but
I also want to note that Diane was like probably one of the more wholesome characters from that. You all were doing like experiments on her.
I didn't
We're trying to help. It's fine.
This is what happens when Ezra is not here. You have to find a replacement.
I didn't want to cast a spell on Diane. It stopped it all, but in a, you know how like on a scale of like 1 to 100 on like how bad you want things to stop, Eon went to like 10,000. You're just like, I'm just gonna throw a bunch of garbage on Diane. That'll make it stop. And so
it was the part in the movie where it's just like, you're gonna be really sad I did this, but you like push the person who's on fire into like an ocean or something, and you're like, well,
it just comes out, and then you're just like, what's
so then they
going on?
start drowning. Yeah, it's like then they
fire.
can't swim, so now they're drowning. So somebody's got to save them, but then that person jumps in and they also can't swim. That is last week's episode.
Oh my gosh. Which we'll get into in a little bit. But Patrick, tell us a little bit about who you are and, of course, the wonderful Trash Witch that you play.
I'm Patrick Static. I play variety games here on Twitch and YouTube. I decided to make a trashy witch named Eon, and he loves everything garbage. And I don't relate to him at all. But that's why I love him.
It's great. And of course, we have Ezra, who was not with us last week, but she's about to find out the chaos that happened when she wasn't here. Played by the one, the only Random Tuesday, who does a ton of amazing tabletop stuff. Tell us a little bit about who you are, and of course, your beautiful, lovely, wholesome witch, which everyone didn't think you could do wholesome.
I don't know why people do. Anyway,
I think it's because most of the time you're
Tuesday.
GMing and you're mostly killing us all.
Like one time an episode.
How many times have you taken someone's eyeballs?
Ooh, good question.
Right? Both times, arguably, the players consented to it.
I want to be in that game.
The first time the player told me that's what. Never. You do it one time, and suddenly you're the eyeball taking GM. I'm Random Tuesday, the eyeball removing GM. You can find me all over the place at Random Tuesday. And on Twitch, Twitter, I do a lot of tabletop RPGs. We have one final episode of the other teenager Trashfire RPG this weekend that was Stormforce with lovely Margaret Crone. And then we're going into some Shadowrun shenanigans. And I'm actually going to play for like the first time ever. I have played one single session in my life. I have only ever GM'd it. I'm very excited.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know that you had... Was that one session with us when you were a guest? Holy crap.
Because the first ever campaign I did, I was the GM, which was also the first ever RPG I had GM'd. Do not recommend.
Oh my gosh. You're a masochist.
Players, I couldn't say no to people. I was like, you should be in my Shadowrun game. They all said yes. It was a nightmare. And then I ran it again. And they were like, we need a GM. And I was like, well, I've run it before. And they're like, done. Sold.
Nice.
The woman in the witch hat.
I love that there's someone named Big Hat in chat. And they're like, there are so many big hats here.
Speaking of which, I also do cosplay. Like, make this hat. And
She
I think
made
I
that
posted a
hat.
picture on Instagram today of the cosplay that it was from. So you can check that out. Also, sorry, I need to take a moment. Is it people seeing the Cats trailer? The trailer for the new Cats musical?
Yeah.
So I have a cat person cosplay, which I think is better than that.
Yes.
But also
There's a furry.
Today was the day of trailers. Like the new It trailer looked really good, and the Top Gun.
I am so thrilled for it.
I'm so for me too. I'm actually. Can we just say Jay and Silent Bob's trailer dropped today? Anybody? Am I the only person?
I didn't see that one.
I didn't see it, but I'm into it.
I didn't know they were doing
I'm gonna
another
watch
one.
it after.
So excited. High School
Okay.
Chelsea.
Watch Cats. And that's me.
Tell us a little bit about Ezra, the wonderful witch.
Oh, I'm playing Ezra. She's super wholesome. She needs new friends because these are bad people in her life. They are bad influences. Maybe Diane's okay, but boy, Eon and Cypher, probably not the best people for her to be spending time with. She's oblivious, but she's very enthusiastic. And she really, really wants people to be happy. So if she disappoints them, that is the worst thing that could ever possibly happen in her life.
And last but not least, we have our wonderful techie witch, which I think is a pretty awesome take on a witch. Whenever Dot came up with this concept, I was like, no one in any of my playtests has come up with a witch like this. I freaking love it. Tell us a little bit about Cypher, and of course you, and where people can find your, oh my gosh. Dot is on like a ton of channels, doing a ton of tabletop stuff, and podcasts too. Crazy madness.
It's long, yeah. I actually told my own secret. I plug into the wall. No. I'm Dot. I tell stories online with lots of amazing people and lots of amazing networks. And you can check out my channel where I host mostly indie RPGs and test them, which is pretty cool. Right now, I think we're doing Scum and Villainy, not indie, and then we're playtesting a Cypher system, which is pretty cool, called Owl of Lycia, written by Marcy Vellon. So it's good stuff. Not wholesome. Rarely ever. That's me. I also play a not so wholesome witch named Cypher, who is a technomancer, or code witch, if you would. And yeah, she likes technology. That's what she does. And she's pretty empathetic about most everything. And she may be trouble, but for the record, she's the only person that cares about the fact that the world is ripping open around them. We're running for class president, and Cypher's like, did anybody see that?
Nobody else has noticed. Like, it's really hard.
Like, Cypher's like, I am losing my mind at this new school. All these freaking new people, all they care about is trash and riding flying horses and running for class president. And Cypher just wants to know why there's a tear in our universe.
And maybe you'll find out. Maybe you'll find out finally. I'm like, here's a piece of plot. Oh, bye plot. Bye. Bye plot.
wait.
Here's this cute plant now.
You do have a cute plant now.
We do.
Yeah, so we are going to pan over this beautiful school that's floating on this giant cloud. You see Pegasus kind of flying in from different locations, students piling out of like coming off of them and going into the gates. Some students, you see them mulling about throughout the school, either on the terraces or in the courtyard or walking within the school itself. And as we zoom in through the school, we pan in through a stained glass window. As we look in, we see Diane shoving open the door of her dorm room, and Ezra sitting on her bed, not sure what she's doing, like either reading something, probably some kind of like tips on how to play Pegasus Polo or something like that. And she just sees
Rugby champions of 2019.
Yeah, there we go. There's like, and she's like putting hearts around all the cute witches that she has crushes on.
There's a lot of crushes.
There's a lot of hearts, and they're magical hearts. They're floating over the book, because you can't ruin the book. You can't ruin the image of them, right? And her roommate busts in through the door, covered in all kinds of stuff, and we'll start with that scene where Diane rushes into the room.
I feel like it probably takes Ezra, though it doesn't surprise Diane, it probably takes her a little longer than you would anticipate to notice.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Because she opens up the door and goes, Ezra!
Oh!
Ezra! And she's wet still. Like, you can tell that she's just got out of the bath, and is like just sort of had been soaking in there for a while. She's a little pruny. She goes, today was horrible.
Did you get a haircut?
No, it's wet.
Oh.
Yeah, I took a bath because Ezra. Oh my god. We were in potions class.
She like gestures for you to come over and like sits you down on the bed and like gets a blanket and then
and she's snuggled up and she's still whispering this whole time. So I'm there and I take my potion and I'm very proud of it, and it made me a little bit, I think I was drunk and I didn't mean to be. And then all of a sudden, everyone started casting spells on me. And, Cypher cast a spell on me and it didn't work. And I met this wonderful, and it was just a mess. And then out of nowhere, that's all they did. They followed me around the school, casting spells on me. Eon, he
Threw trash on you?
in trash. He threw all this trash on me. And then it turns out that everyone in the school heard me because my voice, I didn't know. You heard it, didn't you? I was saying everything I said, everyone in the school heard it, everyone. Ezra. And I was covered in trash, and I was—
Oh, was that your voice I heard?
Of course it was my voice, you're my best friend, what are you doing?
I was. She like glances over at these Sports Illustrated with Wisby, like the page. Hold on. It really.
It's fine, I get it.
You need and I think there's no like kitchen right in our rooms. Like we don't have like a sink or
There
anything.
might be like a hot plate or something.
I feel like Ezra's gonna attempt to conjure a comforting beverage.
Ooh.
Yeah, because the thing Diane wants is spells right now.
A shot of solid tequila.
What are we calling the spell? So
Again.
in Witches and Spellcraft, you can learn a spell at any time. That means you can make it up. You just make up a name, you make up what it does, and you start at a level 0 until you successfully cast it 3 times, or you fail 5 times, and then you go up 1 level, and so on and so forth. So, what's this? What are you naming this spell?
Ooh, I don't have a good name for it because I'm
Liquid
thinking
comfort.
that
Sounds like Easy Bake Coven.
Big cover is very funny.
Okay, well now I want her to conjure a baked good, which I'm also okay with. I feel like it's I almost, because I don't want it to be just like make a thing appear, right? I feel like it has to transmute something, like to turn like a glass of water into like a cup of tea or something like that. So it'd be like making something, but it's specifically supposed to be comforting. So I feel like it's like
Ooh.
comfort
easy-
cooking.
Comfort
Easy bake
food?
Comfort cooking.
It's so country.
I love it so.
Quiet. Can you increase your volume a little bit? Thank you. What did you say? You made a gesture and I didn't hear it.
Who?
Nika.
Me? I have to be louder?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
maybe just a little bit.
Okay.
I didn't do mic check today. I forgot.
That's okay. It's
I
just like
normally,
in comparison to
do
everyone
mic
else.
check.
You
I
were-
just
I've
didn't
also
do
been
it today.
whispering. I would think Easy Bake Coven is like a magazine.
Ooh,
Like one of
which
those
is
cooking
Comfort
magazines.
Brew.
Yeah, there you go.
Comfort Brew.
Yeah, comfort brew.
I like that. Thank you, Dragon.
So I feel like it's to take like just like a cup of an ordinary liquid and turn it into a particularly comforting liquid that sort of calms one's emotion. It's like uber herbal tea.
Nice.
Change according to how well you do at the spell. Like you do really well and it's tea and you
Yeah.
don't. And
It's just like
Dynatap.
it's like water. It's like tap
Yeah.
water.
Unfiltered.
Unfiltered. Yeah, if you do it like
Water.
kind of well, it gives you like a solid Brita filtered water. Okay. So making a comforting and soothing beverage. So she like takes a mug and pours some water into it, and then I feel like Ezra like taps a spoon on it like 3 times. And then like whispers something really encouraging into it. She's like,
Oh,
I like how even
I
the
love it.
first thing Diane gets is another spell from
I
another
know.
one of her friends.
I can
Clearly.
fix this.
More magic.
and okay, so it's level 0.
Yep.
If it'll let me. No, I have to type in 0. Okay, nope, not 10. I wish. All right. I think that I want to say
You're helpful.
the
Yeah.
helpful would apply in this situation.
Definitely helpful would apply.
Okay.
And I think helpful is probably the most, it makes
Yeah.
the most sense here. So in this system, because obviously this is our first roll of the night, I just want to make sure that people who are here understand how it works. When you roll any type of spell that the head witch feels is necessary. So sometimes it'll be a roll that is like an action. that I think is a defining action that should be rolled. Or a spell. You can add any of your advantages and then you subtract any of your disadvantages. So advantages would be, one of the adjectives that describes your character. Or if you're level 1 or 2 in that spell, then you would add that, and that automatically gets added. And then any minuses would be like, for instance, if you're trying to run and you're clumsy, well, you're probably going to get a negative to running. So that would kind of be how that.
So
works.
she's your best friend, though, right?
It is. She is my best
you get
friend.
you get a +1 to that too.
And technically, you hate disappointing people.
I do hate disappointing people, but I don't think that this is. I don't consider this like
I don't think she's trying to get approval here.
That's true.
Yeah.
It would. You're right. Okay.
She's trying to make her feel better,
I think that
which
was a
is
good
the,
try.
helpful piece.
Because the goal,
I thought about it.
The deal with this too is that every witch can try to help with the rolls as well.
13.
Ooh, 13.
Success.
That is a success. Tell us how it happens.
So Ezra gets the water. She puts it in the mug, and it's like I feel like she has a special mug for Diane. What would Diane's mug look like?
Ooh, tell us.
World's best witch.
Oh
Yes.
I don't know
So
what Diane's
sparkly and stuff like that, you know.
I don't
Hashtag
think
Diane for president. No, I'm just kidding.
that comes afterwards.
It has your face on it. Like,
I honestly think that her mug is just one that the school has. It is like
The Jasper Jinx.
it's her mug because it's in the room and because it's different from your mugs, of which you have specific ones. But Diane doesn't. Like, she's just not that kind of person who has her own mug. You know, she just goes with like the ones that are currently there. She's of the people.
Ezra has decided that this is Diane's mug, even if Diane doesn't know that.
Yeah, she's like, okay. She's
She
a little
pours
lost on
it
her,
in.
but she's getting to.
She takes the spoon, she does it 3 times clockwise, 3 times counterclockwise, and then she taps the spoon on the edge and she whispers, make her great, make her feel better. And just like really encouraging things into it. And then I feel like it changes, it like gets like sort of a very soothing, like a warm, you can feel the warmth in the mug, and then it becomes kind of like it's like a little bit sweet, maybe like a little bit minty, and sort of like a floral aftertaste, like kind of wafts up from it. She brings it over and she's like, this is something my mom used to do and it always made me feel better, and I think it'll make you feel better. And she just like hands it to you.
Thank you. And she's there and she like kind of fakes taking a sip because she's still so terrified of everything. And she sniffs it and she's like, thanks. And she fakes it.
Oh,
are you gonna fake drink it?
Fake drink it.
Oh my god.
Ezra will not notice.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the gesture, really.
I feel
but
like, should we have you roll to see if you notice Ezra?
Ezra is oblivious. I
Okay,
doubt she
her
notices.
trait is oblivious.
That's why I want to see if she would like notice.
Okay.
So
I was
I
gonna
think
say, I
that
thought that'd be a
she's
roll
your best
because
friend, so you're gonna get a +1 to this.
But I have a
Okay.
-1 because I'm oblivious.
Yeah, you get a -1 for your oblivious, so that counteracts it.
Now, am I rolling to see if I do it, or is she
No,
rolling to
I
see
think
if she
you
notices?
do it. That's for sure happening. You're for sure not drinking it. It's
But
more
there-
of, does she see you not drinking it, right? And I think because you don't like disappointing people, that gives you a plus as well. Because you
That's
want her
true.
to drink it.
But
That's true.
I don't want to work against things, but
Oh,
with
go ahead.
Diane being devious,
Oh,
true.
that okay, I'll take that as a counteractive too.
Let's just I'll do my nice like flat little 2d8.
A flat 2d8.
All right, let's
I
do
don't
it.
like working against it, but that's why it's Eon.
No, I
no,
agree
it was
with
a good. It was. I agree with you. That's the whole point of it. It's for us to work together, like for continuity's sake.
Still success.
So,
Oh.
with the partial success, the witch succeeds, but I describe how it happens. The head witch does. So yeah, you actually notice that Diane's not drinking your drink, but she's faking it, and that seems really weird to you. Like, it may not be that weird because she does fake things often, but usually in front of other people. Not with you, though. Not with you. She's always been honest with you, and so I think I think that's the part that's weird to you about it. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Yeah.
I think Ezra doesn't say anything. She sort of watches. She like lets Diane fake this, and she just sort of like nods. And if Diane pays attention, like she can see that like Ezra looks really disappointed and kind of sad at herself. Like, oh, I didn't read the situation. Like Ezra didn't want magic. I should have. Like Diane didn't want magic. I should have noticed that. And she just is like, she just gets really quiet and just sort of like sits there.
And she sees it and she slugs it back. She goes for it. And she slams it down and her phone goes off. Do we use phones? Is that what we're using?
Yeah, if you want to. It's up to you. You can check messages through other means. It's a magical world. You pick how you want.
We have Instagrimoire.
Yeah.
Her phone pings, and that's when she sees Cypher's post talking about the art, and Cypher posted a thing that said, "Oh, isn't that so cool?
The trending
Diane did this."
The trending hashtag right now for Jasper Jinx Academy in your area is hashtag Diane for president.
Yeah, it's big. So she's got this whole thing saying that, and then I'm there and I see this thing come by, and I'm looking and then I'm responding.
Is everything okay?
And
I
Diane,
show the phone. I go, Ezra, this drink is amazing. Yeah. And I point.
I don't think the drink did that. She like points at the phone. It's just supposed to make you feel better and like help you go to sleep. What have I done?
This is great. I have to go. And she goes off and runs off to the library. Oh, right. What time is it?
It's probably midday, or not midday, weaning towards the evening, because you just finished your second class, so you're off for the rest of the evening.
Yeah. She immediately like spruces up her hair, which by the way always looks amazing. Her hair is super great all the time. It is canon.
Mm-hmm.
So she spruces up her hair, like does a little, like puts on a little bit of mascara and bolts out the door again, because now all of a sudden she's like on it. Oh, right. She jumps back in and gives you the biggest hug. Like jump on bed sort of hug, like tackle hug.
Ezra hugs back, and then you leave, and she just is like, wait, do I continue doing this, or do I and she'll follow eventually. It takes her a minute to figure out what she's supposed to do.
Diane doesn't expect you to follow. But you didn't notice her voice coming through the entire school because you were lusting after pony women?
Look, they're very pretty pony women.
You were lusting after pony women. Oh boy.
Sorry.
There goes the fanfic of Ezra.
So yeah,
Ezra writes her own fanfic.
Probably. And now we're gonna pan over to another scene as we see Ezra kind of like look back at her room, close the door, and follow Diane, who's already like stomping down the hallway with purpose. We pan into a server room where Cypher is looking down at the ground, and she had once drawn something on the ground here, and it's no longer there. What was it?
She drew a pentagram on the ground to set in marker to set her laptop on to search directly through our server.
And there you are, standing in the doorway, looking down as it's not there anymore.
Does it disappear before my eyes?
Yeah. It slowly disappeared last episode, and the floor looks back to normal.
I thought she drew that in Sharpie.
She did draw it in Sharpie.
They're not gonna believe this one. Not gonna believe me. I like gather all my stuff and pack my bags and turn like my music on, playing around my neck, and I just like walk back and I'm like, how am I supposed to tell them about disappearing Sharpie mark?
And you run into Ian, who is currently bent over grabbing something off the ground. It looks like probably someone's trash. And you are kind of like talking to yourself, and you run into him on accident.
Ian.
What's up, Cypher? As I'm like shuffling things back into my coat.
Some weird stuff.
I know. Diane didn't take any of this.
You see a little green mouse kind of like grab one of the things, and its hands snag onto something, and its claws go into it, or its paws and its claws go into it, and it sucks it in and then disappears back into his jacket.
In my robe.
Into your robe, yeah.
Not Trash or Diane.
Okay.
Contrary to popular belief, there are more important things happening at this school.
More important than trash, Cypher.
You look around and there are flyers of Diane's face all throughout the hallway. And in fact, one of the things that Eon was carrying is like a crumpled up one of her flyers.
Yeah, it's Eon looking around and oh, you mean the thing for Diane?
I think Cypher's eye probably twitches just a smidge. Yes. This is disappear. Things are happening. The rift. I went to the server room, and I back searched, and well, I found out some things, and then the pentagram that I drew on the floor, it disappeared. It just disappeared.
What'd you draw it with?
Sharpie.
Let me see. Eon wants to see it to see if it's like
you have seen disappearing ink before, and kids do that all the time. Like play tricks on people by giving them pens that have disappearing ink.
Yeah, Eon would look at the pen and just kind of like, oh, you probably just have like a disappearing ink defected Sharpie pen.
I pull my sleeve back and I show him where I've been drawing on myself in class, which is not a pretty usual thing. In Sharpie marker, because Cypher, why the hell not? And she's written "bite me" down her arm. And she's like, this Sharpie marker on my arm not an hour and a half ago.
Let's go try it somewhere else then. Is it only the server room?
Yeah. Well, that's where I was.
Well, let's try somewhere else. Where else do you think would be a smart place? Eon looking to like the sky, looking like hoping she says somewhere near trash.
If you want to go someplace quiet, we can hit the dumpster out back.
Let's try that. With a giant grin on his face.
Yeah. And the two of you walk down the hallway, and you see Diane coming down a staircase with Ezra quickly following behind. Probably like, wait for me, maybe? I don't know if you say that or not. But you see them kind of coming down. Diane looks like she's walking with purpose. And Diane, you see Cypher and Eon standing side by side with each other, looking like they're walking towards the door, maybe.
She stops. She's already sent the message. She sent a message to Cypher. She DM'd her last time, I think, that said like, hey, thanks a lot for that.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She stops, tries to kind of reel herself in a little bit because she's like happy and sad and confused, but the tea is working. So she's like, okay. And she confidently walks up. And she says, in a very measured tone, which isn't too loud and is not whispering anymore, thank you for your help earlier. I really appreciate it. As you can see, I've been busy. The walls and everything.
Who was the message directed towards? Was it just Cypher?
Both of you.
Oh, okay.
She begrudgingly realizes that you probably did something cool, but she's so concerned. She's like, she kind of knows Eon. Like, they're familiar and somewhat friends. Like, you wouldn't do this to be mean, but that's why it was so confusing to her. So
Eon
she's like,
would kind of just apologize for what he did, just saying there wasn't another way. I'm sorry, Diane. I know you are more of the pristine people that don't enjoy the pleasures of life that I enjoy.
I admit I don't. And thank you for looking out for me.
You're welcome, with a not like almost obnoxious, like snobby, like return, then just like promptly walks towards the trash.
Just smug. I did it.
You're welcome. Boop, 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 boop.
Cool. Where are you going?
Dumpster.
Cool.
Sharpie, wanna come?
Sharpie to the dumpster?
Ross has a totally different reason why we're going to
And then I lean in and go,
Sharpies by the dumpster. No one will see us.
You are
I know, I'm like,
you are the great performance artist. Have you ever done graffiti?
she looks around for a second. She looks at Ezra, grabs the sharp. My cat is messing with the
That's
camera.
cute.
Mom, pay attention to me.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I have a 15.
This box is distracting you.
So she looks around to see if there's anyone there. Looks a little bit apologetically at Ezra, grabs the Sharpie and starts walking with you guys like immediately with like a smile on her face. Like,
Diane, as you're walking through the hallway, there are primarily posters of you, but there are a few that you do see that say "Heath for a healthy school."
huh.
As we're walking by, Eon's taking those posters down, just adding them to his robe. Just like, yep, whoops.
Nice.
He's got like 15 of them so far. Because I'd imagine there'd be like a couple posters of everybody. You'd just be swiping them, just like, nope, nope. As kind of like I'm sorry, Diane.
Diane notices this and puts distance in between, so it doesn't look like she's the one who's doing it.
I'm a little bit further away. I've already started walking towards the dumpster, so
she has plausible deniability for this right now. She's just like, "Oh, your posters are gone? I have no idea how that happened."
And
she's not encouraging it. She's not encouraging it.
And if people don't remember who Heath is, you'll have to go tune into a previous episode.
I don't remember who Heath is.
he's the guy that I got a giant bucket of puke of.
Yep.
I believe.
The bully.
I love that that's the NPC that gets name dropped. That guy.
Boy?
Love it.
Puke boy,
for
yeah.
President? You're joking. Okay, whatever, Heath. Eon is like is Heath's nemesis at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He hates
That's probably that's predominantly why I'm ripping his You're obviously a big part of it, but I'm also he kind of bullied me and I think he bullied Cypher and I, didn't he? Or was it just me?
I think he was bullying you, and then Cypher was getting...
I did not like that.
She did not like it, yeah.
Gotcha, okay.
They were making fun of you, and they were saying some awful things.
That would be the prominent reason of why I'm being an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she just puts a little bit of distance in between and is kind of doing the normal thing, saying hello. You know.
All right.
Normal.
And Ezra, are you following them out? Because you kind of like joined up with them. You just following them?
Yeah.
All right.
She's like, my friends are doing things. So she will follow.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Ian, you're gonna head out of the door first, and then Diane will follow, and Cypher and Ezra will be shortly thereafter. What are you all planning to do? You're gonna get to the dumpster and you're gonna do something to it?
Yes.
Okay. You get to the dumpster. What's the plan?
Is there anybody around?
No.
You look around, and where's the dumpster located that you're trying to get, like, that you're going?
I want like one of those big green ones.
Okay.
Maybe it's like a magic dumpster. I don't know why witches would have dumpsters if they're that magical, but I'm just saying, like, there's got to be a dumpster somewhere. And that's
it's like every couple hours, the dumpster just magically, like, the stuff in it disappears. So that's probably why Ian always, like, goes in and, like, tries to grab the trash before it disappears. And primarily why he can probably live in a trash can is because, like, the trash actually, like, disappears, so there's actually space.
Oh, interesting. And then it comes back. I love that.
Yeah, and then it comes back.
Always fresh trash in a witch world. Okay, so wherever it is, I'll go over and I will direct Diane. Cypher like points. She goes, "Go write something on that. Anything you want."
What are you gonna write on the trash bin, Diane? Now y'all are criminals now. You're graffitiing trash bins.
She's cool with that.
Okay.
Is there anyone around though?
Ooh.
I have to make super sure about this. This is one of those things where she is hyper aware of other people watching her do this kind of stuff. Like literally my entire spell list is about refocusing people so that I can get away with stupid shit. Sorry.
Ooh, let's make this a roll-worthy thing then. Let's see if you notice anyone else is around.
Okay. Okay.
So we have Diane. You're devious, so that for sure is going to go in your favor.
So it's just a straight one? Oops.
Yep, it'll be just the 2d8.
Devious moral ambiguity?
Yeah, I'll allow that.
Okay. So that's
What were you
2,
saying,
so.
Ian?
I'm obviously there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would me being best friend or me appreciating her for being devious would add to that or no? Because she's doing something devious that's not what she's supposed to be doing, which is what I admire about Diane.
I'll allow it.
So 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh no!
Oh, no.
No.
It's a failure.
I tried.
Yeah. So you are looking around to see if you see anybody, and Random Tuesday, tell us what happens as she's looking around to see if anyone's going to notice her as she's graffitiing this dumpster.
I mean, we've had, I guess I don't know enough about like what's happening around the school in terms of things disappearing.
Neither do we. It's okay.
Yeah, so far it's just been like pictures and text, but my instinct would be like, if there's anyone there, she just doesn't see them.
Yeah.
I think it's
so someone's watching, but she
totally
doesn't...
is someone there.
Okay.
She just doesn't notice.
All
Like
right.
for a brief moment, she has a case of the Ezra.
Yeah. You think there's no one there. That's what you think, Diane. But there is.
Like scanning, tree, scanning. It's definitely not a tree.
Somebody's like,
Just like
Someone's
freaking
like,
cactar.
dumpster's a mimic.
Right.
Can I make it worse?
Yeah.
Yes.
Teacher. I feel like it's a teacher that's just there. Maybe it's no, it's Professor Del Astra because she's so small. You don't see her. She's just fluttering past because there's apparently a plant child out here somewhere that she's coming to investigate.
Oh, okay.
Point.
And she's so small, you just like think it's like a hummingbird or something. Ezra's like, ooh, hummingbird. Because Ezra doesn't know.
Eon being as clumsy as he's like, oh wow. Hummingbird. I've never seen a real one.
especially not near the trash.
Just
All
not
right.
near the trash.
So, Diane, you think that the coast is clear. What are you going to write on this trash bin?
I don't know. I given the situation, like out of character, I would have said like I'm going to write something. But normally actually she wouldn't have because she's always the lookout, you know?
Yeah.
She doesn't do that much on her own. She's just super
But she's-
down for it.
She's feeling super confident in herself right now.
She is super confident that tea, she feels great. I don't want her to write something damning, but
Gotta have that YOLO moment.
Ezra was here or something. Like,
yeah.
Property
throw
of
someone else under the bus too.
Property of Eon's type.
She just draws one of the trash bats. She does a quick
Ooh.
sketch of the trash bat
Okay.
and then puts trash power. And then hands over the Sharpie back to Cypher.
I take it
It's
and
like-
I go
So vacuum, the vacuum cleaner.
the back.
Vacuum cleaner, yeah.
Yeah.
She draws
Okay.
one of those. Trash power.
Trash power.
Hands it back to well, trash power sounds weirdly skewed. Maybe I'll go maybe just trash. No, not even trash. Just the bat. I take it all back.
That.
Just the
Okay.
bat.
Just the
She
bat.
just draws that, hands it confidently back to Cypher, and then goes, look
Someone's
out.
like, a vote for Heath is a vote for a picture of a butt.
I was gonna put Puke Boy for president, but then I was
Oh.
like, no, that's even
That's
she
good
wouldn't do that.
advertising space. Yeah.
Yeah, she's gonna whisper about it a little bit because people can't record that. She's not gonna write anything, so she just draws a bat and then goes and runs lookout.
Wait.
What's up?
Did the ink disappear?
She looks and goes, "Was it supposed to?"
Just did it? And I look over. Is it still there?
Yep.
I turn around and I look at Eon and I go, I told you, it's just a normal Sharpie.
Well, how long were you in the server room for to where you noticed it was gone?
It disappeared before my eyes in like a couple seconds.
This was like, stuff like that happens to me all the time, but my parents just said it's because I don't notice things.
So Diane's sitting here, like, still with the pen, and is going like, so this was all a test for
To see if you had it in you.
Of course I do, honey.
I know. I just needed you to prove it to yourself.
Cool. But then she's still worried about the pen situation. So what's up with this?
Cypher goes, that's my favorite Sharpie.
Gives it back.
I don't really handwrite a lot, but when I do, it is in black.
Yeah, so Ezra and Diane, you're not sure what she's talking about exactly.
Okay. So
To an extent, neither does Eon.
Oh my.
Well, she went to you and she told you about this situation. She hasn't
Right,
told
but
the other two about it yet.
That's true. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
On the dumpster, when it empties itself, wouldn't that... Actually, she's going to say this in character. So, doesn't this dumpster empty itself, like, a couple times throughout the day? Eon, you would know this, right?
Yep, every day at 5:45.
5:45. So, technically, this is probably the wrong place to test it, since the outside of the dumpster would get clean as well, right?
No, the dumpster stays dirty.
Oh.
I've tested that. It's just the stuff
That's
inside.
a weird decision.
Last week, I tried just laying inside of one of these things, and well, last semester, it's like a couple days ago for me. But like, I tried to get in and see where the trash goes because the thing I'm working on has he switches his witch hat with a tinfoil one.
Dumpster heaven.
It looks just like his witch hat, just all made out of foil. He's like, I don't know where the trash goes. It's really serious very quickly. It's right in front of your face, just gone.
I'm surprised that
But
it didn't.
the filth stays, but the trash gone.
Does it go?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Have you tried talking to the trash bats? The vacuum cleaners? Vacuum?
Eon just looks at Cypher like, nah, we took care of those. I think we gave you guys, actually.
Cypher goes, I will repeat myself.
Wait, how did you take care of the bats?
No.
The bats are our friends. They keep our school clean.
Ezra, you've noticed, Ezra, that there have been more bats coming to your room than normal. And you've actually enjoyed having lots of conversations with them.
Has Ezra noticed? That's always a good question. It's like, what did you do to the bats? Ezra's very concerned about this.
We didn't do anything to them. We just asked them to stop showing up.
At the whole school or just your room?
Well, just our room done.
Oh, that's fine.
While this conversation's going on, Eon is kind of like caterpillaring his way into the trash. Totally list, but like reverse way. So he's like putting his legs first and just kind of like...
With his tinfoil witch hat on.
Yeah.
I love it. Yeah. Oh my gosh, tinfoil witch hat's freaking amazing.
That's adorable.
Yeah, it's adorable. It needs to be like a con thing that we have to we have to all wear tinfoil witch hats. Oh my god. Yeah, so he's climbing into the trash bin.
I'm listening. Eon is listening to Ezra and Cypher talk, but he's also it's about time that the trash disappears, and he's hoping that wherever the trash goes, he can somehow go with it. But it probably won't work.
Yeah.
What if that ends up in an incinerator?
It won't.
New adventure.
To the incinerator? Okay. Exhibit A. And I take this Sharpie and I go over to the side of the trash can where there's not a bat. And I scribble through it. This story is not about cleaning bats. This story is about how, and I like draw a jagged, like I try to replicate the shape of the like rip, the tear.
Mm-hmm.
About the fact that there's a tear in our dimension coming from another side. Okay? Follow me. And I draw a horse with wings. We rode up to the sky. I draw clouds. I draw an arrow. We came back down. I took pictures, cell phone, of this. I ran it through the web. Draw that, another arrow. And what I came back with is information. And I write it in big bold letters. No trash. Scribble an X through it. No Diane for president. And I scribble through that. Understand me when I say I've seen the bolt, the rip, the tear twice in like 24 hours. When I went to the server room and I drew a pentagram on the floor, it absorbed it. It disappeared before my eyes.
As she's saying this, Eon straightens his tinfoil hat out. It's just like where the trash goes.
And I gesture to the side of this trash room, which I'm sure I've drawn this like crazy, ridiculous thing on it. I'm like,
you know that like the picture of the guy with like the images and the red yarn and shit? Like that's what you just did, Cypher.
Diane is watching this unfold. Like on top of all of the other graffiti on the dumpster, now there is a conspiracy theory.
Yeah.
And she's like, cool.
No, for once I, Cypher, I'm gonna say not cool.
Not cool. Okay, sorry, I got that wrong. Not cool. No. And this all started with a Sharpie disappearing?
No, it started
I'm
with the
still-
hole in the sky that we saw. We rode Pegasus is up too.
Yes.
There was a hole in the sky. You didn't tell me this? She turns to Ezra and it's just like,
We got distracted.
We had to go to
Well,
class.
you were very distressed. I didn't want to interrupt your need to vent, and I had a magazine to look at.
I understand. And she puts her arm around Ezra's shoulders and is just like, I know, that's the way you get when you're stressed out too. I should have seen that. I really should have.
It's okay. I'm really sorry I didn't tell you, but there was also a plant. And she like points at Cypher. She has a baby, sort of. A seedling.
It's kind of a.
I was gone for like 2 hours, and
So
you
was
have
I, and now you're class president?
What is going
She's
on?
not class president yet.
Why am I here right now?
Because there's a tear in our dimension.
As all this is going on, there's
First
like
place.
there's like a loud bang that happens from inside the garbage can or the dumpster. You just hear Eon start screaming, and then he pops up. The trash is gone. It's gone.
That means there's new trash coming.
As he starts like, there's none in here. Just starts freaking out.
Sarah takes like something out of her pocket. She's probably got like a crumpled up piece of paper and just like puts it in the dump.
I tossed the Sharpie in to go along with. Yeah, I
Same
like
thing.
as much trash as like.
No.
Pass.
She goes back. Like Diane goes, no, not the Sharpie. Bring the Sharpie back. If that's evidence. If there's something wrong with the Sharpie, we need to know. It's a simple control thing.
It's not about the Sharpie. That I bought that.
About the Sharpie. You don't know that yet. You're talking a little crazy. Forgive me for saying so, but this is a little far-fetched. I know. Why wouldn't anyone else have noticed it? You
Is
said
it still up there?
I have pictures.
No, it's gone.
The tear?
It's gone. Yeah, that's right. It disappeared.
I have pictures.
We
Take
were the only
pictures.
ones outside. We also rode Pegasus is up there.
No. It was in the school. You missed it.
Why did
There's a
you
second
draw
one
me?
in the
That
school.
was in the school.
Why
on
did
the
you draw
wall?
me an infographic when you could have just showed me a picture?
Because I
really
thought
good
maybe I wanted to make you feel better about your bat.
Eon being really
My bat
obnoxious.
sucks,
from-
and I'm fine with it. I'm
No,
not
I'm
an
trying
artist.
Yes, the internet says you are.
I'm a different kind of artist. Also, thank you.
All I'm trying to say.
So The one in the sky, we saw it. It disappeared. And then there was the second one in the school in the server room?
No, not in the server room, in the hallway.
In the hallway. How does that relate to what happened in the server room?
Yeah, that's...
So I first time I attempted to back search the image, it disappeared from the image, and I'll show him the one that's like blank, right? Blank. And then I show him the next one. Right here, it's there, right? It was in this photo. Switch to the one before. Now it's not because it disappeared like the pentagram in the floor.
So you were using the pentagram to learn about the crack in the reality in the school, and then it disappeared.
Wait, are we so sure it's a crack in reality? This is what we're looking at here?
I know, Cypher's smart.
Thanks. I found out last time. Didn't I find out last time? The bit of information that I learned is that it's like it's coming through to our side. It's not our end tearing. Is that what I learned, Maggie? Did I understand that right?
It looked like in the crack in the wall that there's something else in the place of where the wall was, and it looked like something seeped in and then it closed back up.
And then it closed back up. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think it's like, so pentagram was a grounding effect for my laptop before I dove in, right? Okay. But when I used my laptop, which was connected to the pentagram to do this back search, it happened again though. And it looked like something came through to our side from the opposite side. Do you understand how dimensions?
Eon from the bottom of the dumpster. Was it trash?
It might be.
But it does sort of sound like when you've got an oily pizza stain that like seeps through a piece of paper in your pizza box.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. So, yes. Yes.
Ian rises up. What do you need with my spell book?
But the pizza box in this case is our reality, and the oily stain is something we don't know about that also makes things disappear?
Yes, technically it's like two pizza boxes, and one pizza box is oily and the other is not. But when you press them up next to one another, then the oil seeps from one into the next one.
As you're explaining this,
I feel like we should just tell a teacher.
Eon is like smushing his spell book just to see all the oil and stuff. He's like, yeah.
This seems like a teacher problem.
I said that when we finished racing Pegasus.
Then we had to have lunch, and then I went to do homework. I assumed you went to go tell a teacher.
I don't use words with ever. This is the most I've said in 2 years.
It's true. She normally types, I think.
Ezra,
are you
exhausting talking?
Eon says, Cypher doesn't know anybody. This is her first actual day here.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't go tell a teacher then. Oh, no. Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know that was my responsibility. I wasn't.
It's okay. I have a couple questions. You can verify this claim, Ezra? You saw this thing?
Oh, I definitely saw the one up in the sky while we were totally not on the backs of Pegasus without permission.
And it looked like pizza oil? Wait, what?
That was an analogy.
No, yeah.
Pizza oil.
When you compare something to something else in order to describe it effectively, because we don't have any terms to describe what our reality is like.
Right.
I read a book.
What did it look like? Did it have a color?
Did it have a color?
Looks like a tear.
It was like darkness on the more like an oil spill in the sky.
Oil spill
What
in the sky.
I'm trying to say is I'm really afraid that what I did by, researching it again allowed something to... I unlocked the door.
You made it worse?
Right.
I wouldn't use those words exactly.
Right.
Maybe.
Now that this conversation has been going on, Eon has like makeshifted another tinfoil hat for Cypher and just slowly like putting it on her.
I'm not crazy. I saw it.
It's okay. You can keep it.
I agree with you. We saw at least one. I don't know about the other one because I was doing homework and then I got distracted by the witch Sports Illustrated.
It's fine. She's really into sports.
Homework
so
is difficult.
What kind of teacher are we going to talk to about this? Are we sure this
Like
isn't
at that
normal?
point, Ezra looks over and she's like, "Oh, Delastra. I don't know if she's there or not.
I have plans for her.
Okay.
You don't.
Okay.
See
We don't see her?
Mm-mm.
Well, the only teacher that isn't always mad at me is Professor Delastra, but we have several teachers at our school. Let us name the one that we think will be the best. If you look at our
Who would know
teachers.
about
Oh, you
dimensional
can name
tear?
Dostra, but you don't see her there. Is
Yeah.
what I meant.
Well, so there's Professor Jacob of Advanced Alchemy. I don't think Professor Red of Magical Disco would be super helpful, or our anatomy or herbology professor. Do we have a professor who excels in dimensions or realities?
Well, here's the other thing. How do we know that this isn't just something that some other student did and then we're snitching on them? I don't like snitches. Stitches and so forth and whatnot.
Okay, I'm going to pretend you didn't say that. Let's tell someone, because if it is a tear in a dimension, and okay, once upon a time there was a witch named Cypher. She went to this school. It was terribly haunted.
Your
With
cipher.
Correct. This is one of those almost kind of analogy things. It's called a story.
Eon interjects, just like you went to a haunted high school.
Yes.
The story's about you.
I went to
Does this
a
look-
haunted
Tell us about
high
that haunted high school that
So
you went
did
to. It's okay.
right? And Peony went with me, and it was.
Wait, she
That's
got
why
to
you know
high
each other.
school.
Yes.
I just love the frustration that Cypher's been going through for this entire scene, and I can't keep it in anymore.
Yes. That's
Cool.
right. Some bad things happened, and the whole time I was like, oh, this can't really be bad. It's just maybe just not a thing, kind of like you're doing with this thing. But let me tell you, it's a thing. And weird stuff happens at a witch's high school. It's not just because we're going to be snitching on someone. It could like possibly mean, like the lives of witches.
Did someone die at your last school?
It's haunted.
That means someone is definitely dead previously, right? In order for it to be haunted?
Eon
Correct.
mutters under his voice, I think she killed somebody.
Cypher, did you kill somebody? Was it cool?
Not there, maybe here.
Oh, me? Right. I'm the candidate. Kill Heath. He sucks. Puke boy.
Boy. I have
You all can call him that. That's free. That's on me.
Okay. So these teachers, right? They have to answer to a head witch.
Right? We should go talk to the principal? Head person?
Head wittress.
The head wittress.
Prince the Witch.
Take students. Like, why go to a professor if we can just go to the top of the food chain?
I agree. I think we should go directly to the leader of the entire school and voice our concerns. Something weird and magical is happening, and, someone else might not know about it. I think it's just the best course of action.
Eon
Super agree.
straightens up and says, yes! I can
Eon
figure
can't
out
come.
what-
Why not?
Eon wants to figure out what happens to the magical trash, so he can.
He didn't see it, for one thing. And also, him being around makes people uncomfortable, I've noticed.
I could be a
So
I need to know what happened!
We can tell you.
No, some people
No.
would say my presence makes them uncomfortable.
Well, fair, but you don't smell that bad.
So
Eon sits there crossing his arms. I could fix that.
you
It
don't have
makes
to
my job a
fix
lot harder.
yourself. You care too much, Diane, of what everybody else thinks.
Of course I do. I need answers. In this particular case, which I am now fully signed on to, I believe you. Something weird's happening. But Eon being there is going to be difficult.
Jan is a student at this school, just like you're a student, right? He has every right to speak with the head waitress.
So,
Ezra, what do you think?
Oh no. Ezra is standing there very intentionally not saying anything, kind of looking at everyone, and she turns to Eon, she's like, Eon, what would you rather do? Would you rather stay here or come with us?
Eon, like, totally lost, just thinking, do we know when this, like, presidential thing will end? Is there, like, a...
Well, it's the first day of school, like, actually the first day.
Right,
so
right. I didn't know how
there's
long
been
the
no
camp-
time skips. So probably...
When do they vote?
They give, like, a couple weeks, and then they'll vote, and then pick who the class treasury is and all of that stuff. They have, like, a committee, and then you'll know who is the president and all that stuff. It's probably a couple weeks, I think. They give it time for, like, the campaigning, and then once the campaigning's done, there's, like, a voting day, and, like, actually, maybe it's a month, because you also have, like, a little bit of, there's probably a time where you both have to be on stage, and you have to, like, talk about, like, why you think you should
there's, like, a debate.
Yeah, there's, like, a debate, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Eon crosses his arm and says, well, fine, I guess I understand why I can't go. Kind of all upset and stuff.
No, but do you want to go? I thought you didn't like people.
Eon says that he's just gonna. I'm just gonna go investigate that server room one more time. Maybe we could just have Diane go, and she could say it's some presidential campaign crap.
I'm trying to save you because the headmistress's office is very clean. It smells like flowers in there all the time. And she'll get so mad if you steal something, even if it's like the trash bin.
I'm collecting.
Collecting anything, she's gonna, it's just not your kind of place.
I'm gonna go and investigate the server room one more time.
Do you want company?
I love the server.
Yeah,
you have all the evidence.
I know.
We can all go to the server room, and then we can go, a couple of us can go to the headmistress.
Okay.
Because I would like to see this, I can't see the disappearing pentagram. Weird, right? I know, disappearing. But we can still go and see where it was. I mean, the more I know, the more I can help talk about. So, this is great.
Okay. You guys are gonna just start showing up in the server room, are you? It's like my spot.
Everyone seems really unhappy right now.
Cyber's like, I feel like you guys are stepping into her private space. And she's like, okay, cool, yeah. Even though it's like a public space. She goes, okay, fine. Yeah, fine. I'll show you. I'll prove it to you. There's no pentagram.
Cool. I want to see it. I want to know what I'm talking about.
I want to show you. Okay, fine.
Cool. I want to know. This becomes a weird competition.
Yeah. As we have this very aggressive, we're all gonna go to the server room, right? Yeah. You all start walking back into the school. You open the doors. Maybe you do it magically, or they open magically. As soon as you get close to the door, they automatically open. And it's roughly around 6 p.m. So you hear this this bell sound that you've heard before, and it is confirming that it's dinner time. So they usually serve dinner between 6 to probably like 7:30 or something like that.
Can we pop in for a sandwich or something? Just something we can take with us.
Eon pulls out the rotten sandwich he tried giving you earlier. He's like,
ooh, I'm allergic to whatever that is. Thank you, though. I hate that my diet is so allergic to that.
Starts wiggling in your face.
Nope, I'll get hives. Don't want any hives.
The door closes behind you all as you're having this conversation about food. And us as the viewers, we see the camera pan through the windows of the back door as the four of them walk forward. And the camera gets closer to the dumpster. You see it flicker. Almost like the dumpster isn't there.
Oh, Eon's gonna raise hell.
Something else is there. And then it flickers back. And when it flickers back into view, we don't see any of the drawings that were on it before. And then we pan back to the rest of them as they're walking down the hallway. Now, is your plan to go to the server room, or is your plan to go to get food?
Cypher simply says, every time we stop to eat, weird things happen. I birthed a plant last time.
Okay, why don't the three of you go to the server room because I'm really bad at looking for things, and I'll get everybody food because food makes everybody feel better.
Yeah, that sounds
Okay.
great.
Wow, okay, yeah.
You all seem really tense and really upset right now, so I'll be back.
Well,
and then she like runs into the food hall.
She's not incorrect. Apparently the world is ending or something, so... we
No,
have to
that's
stay-
the hope. We don't want it.
Well,
It's fine. Here's a server room. This is my quiet place. We should see it and be quiet.
Yeah, so you all walk down. You walk down a hallway that looks like it doesn't get traveled as much as the others. In fact, you often see the professors walk this way and not any of the students. You find this small door that looks kind of like this old wooden door, and you see Cypher put in a key into it. And the key is on this like ring hole that she happens to have, which is interesting that she has this key. She puts it in the lock. You hear the click, and you walk down this set of stairs down into what this looks like a basement area, into a tunnel, where she turns to one of the doors, and she opens the door. She oops the keypad and opens the door, unlocks, and it swipes open magically. And
how did you know how to do that? How do you have the key for that?
I know things sometimes.
It's the first day of school, and you've already hacked into the server room? That is so cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
I step in. This is very proudly the server room.
You see stacks of what look like some kind of machines, unless you know what they are or you don't. Looks like maybe if some of you are semi-tech savvy, maybe some hard drives that are like stacked in raids. And you see a bunch of lights that are flickering and 6 monitors that are kind of like floating in the air. And they don't look like they're linked to anything. There's no cables in this entire room. But somehow everything's being powered and lit, and data's being brought on the screens.
You're just making this really sad for me because that's my dream setup is no cables.
Yeah, right.
Patrick. I think that's everyone's.
Yeah, right.
Eon looks around and is really dissatisfied that there's no trash. Eon says, I'm gonna wait in the hallway. I'm gonna go as he's gonna go like look for he says he's gonna keep watch, but like he's gonna go walk down the hallway a bit and try to look for a trash can.
Yeah, you look for a trash can. You see a
I
small
assume there's
bin.
none inside the room.
Yeah, outside you see like a small bin that's like one of those tiny ones that goes like at a desk, and there's like nothing in it because it was 5:45 a little bit ago, and now it's probably like 6:10, and there's been no one down here to put trash in that trash can, and it automatically disappeared. But you can hear from where you are the humming of the server room, that buzzing sound.
I would have just dragged the whole thing next to the door.
Yeah, it's a small one. You don't need to drag it. You can like pick it up.
Oh, okay, cool.
It's one of those small like desk trash bins.
Okay.
Yeah.
Eon would just kind of walk up and down the hall, pacing almost.
So I have a couple questions. Cypher,
Okay.
what is all this stuff what is all this data? Do you know what this is? Because it's all Greek to me. Hopefully not literally.
It's not. It's the server. Okay. I can sit here and try to explain it to you, or I can. Okay. Right.
Is it
here's
relevant? Do I need to know?
I will tell you the relevant parts.
Cool.
Cool. Pentagram on the floor. I drew it right here, like Cypher stands on it.
Floor.
But my laptop right here on it, right?
Yeah.
And I pulled the image from my phone to the laptop. Back searched that image to try to find out more information.
Mm-hmm.
When I did, I saw something like loop through to the other side. Just stick with me. To the other side, right? And then I was like, oh, I have my information. Close laptop. I put it in my bag. And then the pentagram on the floor, It disappeared.
In front of your eyes, or was it just
Right.
no longer there?
Nope, right in front of my little eyes.
Was there anything else on the floor that also disappeared? Are there any scuffs or marks that were there apart from the whole Sharpie situation? Because jury's still out on that Sharpie, I'm going to tell you that.
It's not about the Sharpie. I think it has to do with this. It has to do with this tear. I don't know how. It's like, I'm wondering if, things are coming through to our side. Are things from our side going through to the other side?
So you're saying there's another school? Parallel universes.
If you never do that hand gesture again, I'll agree with you.
Cool,
As she
cool.
says that, just coincidentally, Eon just walks by with pointing at his tin hat.
Like behind me, Cypher can't see you.
Yeah.
Are you in the server room now, Ian?
No, I imagine there's like a glass pane over the door or something like that. He's just gonna walk by like.
You can feel as you walk by. You feel the warmth of the server room. Yeah.
Okay, so let's say that you're right, that there's like an alternate version. If our stuff is going, if our oily pizza box is leaking onto their oily pizza box, what oily is coming through to our side?
Is there a way that we can test this? If we can send a message through? Because if that's happening and this is another dimension, then there's probably people like us who are seeing all of this random, stuff pop up.
So let me get this straight, Diane. What you're saying is that I should attempt to connect to their server.
Yes. Great
on
idea.
the other side.
Yes.
And then make a secure connection so that we could try to.
Wait, why not try sending an email first, before you direct connect?
It's not dating.
But it's also a security risk. If you open up this world, you can just send a message without opening up your computer to their computer, right? A connection is bad.
Okay, so I could not.
Security?
Okay. I'd very daftly pat you on the shoulder.
Yeah.
You are
trying so hard.
So close. You're so close.
So close.
As you say that, the floor flickers, and Cypher and Diane, you're both looking down at the floor below you, and you can see what you drew before, Cypher, slowly appearing, and then it disappears, and it's almost like something is struggling. And then your pentagram is back on the ground.
That is not the Sharpie. That is not a Sharpie.
Magic Sharpie.
Okay. So what if instead of connecting it to the school servers, which in fact would give direct access, maybe I could create a secure server,
all the monitors turn off.
Would I have noticed that the flickering and stuff through the window and all that junk, or
you wouldn't notice the flickering on the floor because the window's up. So unless you're standing there.
Well, I didn't know if it would be bright or not or whatnot.
Does that mean the room goes dark?
You probably do notice that the room goes dark, yeah, when everything turns off.
So we're just in the darkness now?
Yeah.
But we're on the other side now. No, just the lights are off. Never mind. I'm being crazy.
It's like a it's like a power surge, right? Power surge. You know what that is?
Yeah.
Feel a shoulder or a finger or a hand on your shoulder, Cypher. Just Cypher feels this.
Oh. Diane doesn't know.
She goes, "Don't touch me, Diane."
I'm not touched.
And we're gonna pan out of that scene.
Oh my god!
To Ezra. You're walking down the hallway towards the lunchroom. There's a bunch of students that are kind of already lined up. Some of them are walking through. Some of them have other people with them. There's groups of them. You're kind of walking by yourself, and Heath sees you. He's got a stack of papers that are in his hands, and there's another student, Celeste, who's holding like a basket, and it looks like there's some kind of like pins or something in the basket. And the basket, she kind of has it like hovering in front of her. She's not really like holding it. And so she's just kind of like walking with it, and he's kind of like handing out these papers, but they see you walk up to them, and he's like, "Hey, Ezra."
Like, looks like, "Hi."
I saw your skills on the polo field.
Thank you.
Well, who are you thinking about voting for class president this year?
Obviously, my friend Diane.
Oh, come on. You think Diane can be class president?
I feel like you're putting me in a really difficult situation right now to say something mean about you or say something mean about Diane.
No need to say anything mean about anybody. Did I say that she had to be mean about anything? He says to Celeste, and Celeste is like, no, you didn't. Here. And she puts her finger up, and one of the pins kind of floats over to you, and it kind of like hovers, and she's like, "May I?"
No, thank you. I need to get some food for my friends. I think Diane will be very competent and capable of being class president, and not just because she's my friend, but I'm sure that you could also do a really good job at it too.
All right. Well, maybe you'll change your mind later. Oh,
Ezra's internal thoughts.
Also, I was wondering if I could talk to you later.
About what?
Just something.
Okay, sure.
Cool. Where can I find you?
Well, sometimes I'm on the field playing Whizbee or polo. I have she just lists off all of her classes. And then if I'm not there, I'm probably in our room or in the lunch hall.
Right. All right, well, I'll see you later then. Celeste, as you walk away, Celeste, kind of nudges him, and she's with the basket, the basket hovers and, hits him, and she's like, "You're supposed to sell her on class president." "Yeah, well, I have other things that I want to talk to her about." "Like what?" "Nothing." And the two of them walk away. And you walk into the room. Are you just grabbing some food?
Oh, not just some food.
Okay.
She is going to explicitly tailor what she is getting for each individual in order to make them as happy as possible, and 90% of it's going to be sugar.
So what you see is these, for those of you who maybe have never seen this room before, there are two long lunch tables that are kind of floating in the sky, and there are pillows on the ground, and students are sitting on them, and the pillows are floating up next to these things. And there are trays of food floating around, and the lids open on them, and students are picking them, and the lids close, and they go to the next. And so trays kind of float around, and you kind of grab which pieces you want, and you're putting them, I don't know where you're putting them.
I think she taps the floating tray. She's like, "Excuse me, I need to bring food to lots of people. So can I borrow a tray?"
It just kind of sways back and forth, and then it floats away from you.
She's just gonna grab one of the trays.
The tray is fighting with you as you're trying to pull
I need to borrow you, please.
And then the other tray comes back. I don't know if you notice which tray is which because they all look the same. It opens the lid, and inside of it is a bag, like a doggy bag.
Oh, she puts the tray she's fighting with. She lets go of it, takes the bag. She's like, "Thank you."
It closes.
I'm sorry.
And the two trays kind of are the lids are opening and closing, and then they're they float away together.
And so she gets a collection of things. I feel for Diane, she focuses on, I feel baked goods would appeal, like baked goods. For Cypher, it's chips and Mountain Dew equivalent. Mountain Brew.
Mountain Brew. Oh, I like it.
And
we had it
for Ezra or for Eon, she has like a really hard time because like everything is like nice. So she just like takes a few things and then just throws them on the ground and then like steps on them and then picks it up and puts it in the bag.
Nice.
So it's like a piece of toast with a footprint on it.
Best breakfast.
I love it. And
Yeah.
you kind of walk out of the dining hall
takes
with
3 mugs and she's gonna try and make everyone a comfort brew because
Ooh, all right, let's roll me 3 comfort brews.
because she wants everybody to feel better.
3 comfort brews.
There's
Do
so
you
much
want to do
potential.
one roll for all 3 of them or 3 separate rolls?
I kind of want 3 separate in case, so like
Okay.
everyone has a different experience. I feel like
That's
that's more
totally
fun.
One arm with the food, and then she's like, okay, she's got 3 mugs, and like she gets 3 spoons, and she's trying to be like, okay,
This is gonna be so bad.
it needs to feel really, really calm. It's just a lot of tension. Just stir that tension out. Just deep breaths, deep calming breaths. So let's go around in a circle. The
Okay.
first one, because on the plus side, if I successfully do this 2 times, the last person has a better chance of succeeding. So we'll find out. She'll start with Eon. Let's start with Eon.
I was gonna say probably start with me. I'd like something that's probably not comforting.
Well, I think that's the thing though, is it's tailored for the person. So I imagine if it's yours, it's like durian scent.
Yeah.
Like
Yummy.
like garbage. Yeah, Eon, you picked this character. I think it's just +1 for helpful.
Is he your friend or anything like that, or what?
No, Eon, she's concerned about Eon because
Okay, I think that would
he
work.
seems
You're
like
concerned
he's
about
kind
him.
of a mess.
I'll give
Okay,
you a
so
+1 to
plus
being
2.
concerned about him. Maybe you
Alright.
think the tea will help him.
Okay, a partial success.
Partial
so
success. All right.
Eon has a
we'll note the partial success, and I'll tell you
12.
what happens with that later.
Yeah.
When he drinks it.
And then Cypher. She thinks Cypher's particularly competent, so I don't know if that also counts.
No, I don't think that
Yeah.
counts because it's not like you're making a brew to like kind of aid them, right?
Yeah. So
If
so
she's
just one.
competent, then maybe she doesn't need the tea.
All right. Another
another
partial
partial.
success for Cypher.
All right.
How long do these brews usually last?
I think it's just like the amount of time it takes to drink it. Like it just makes you feel better
It's
Okay.
it's when you drink it.
until
I didn't know if it-
until something happens that would change your mood.
Gotcha.
Like
I
it's
was
just
gonna
like,
say probably like 30 minutes to 45 minutes, maybe an hour since Diane last took one of these.
Yeah.
So-
something like
it's not
that.
like an actual drug. I think as soon as like you
Right.
encounter
Well, I know if
something
it had, like,
that
a
would
lasting effect kind of a thing.
I think it's just
Yeah,
in the
I see
moment
what
after you drink it, it can make you feel something, right? Like
Gotcha,
it
yeah.
can make you feel better.
Can you overdose on that?
I hope
And I-
not.
overdose on like herbal tea.
Yes.
Enough of it, probably.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if she does this poorly, then yeah, she would make you real loopy.
Because like people would be drinking this all the time. There's got to be a downside for drinking like too much or too often. You know. So
a
there's-
weak bladder.
Drowsiness. Oh,
I feel like
yeah.
it could have side effects. I also feel like it's not, it doesn't like override a feeling. So as soon as you would encounter like, right, it makes you feel calm. But then as soon as you counter something stressful again, like the effect would be gone.
Yeah.
Right. So like as soon as there's like a potential change in your state of mood, then it wouldn't really last as like, so I think it's more just like a,
What we really need from you, Lauren,
Moment.
is we'd like you to make us a commercial about all of the side effects that could potentially happen with this. No, I'm just kidding.
this is Comfort Brew, brought to you by witchy mothers everywhere. Mothers like to make this so that you feel good. That was something. All right, this last one, I have cast this successfully 3 times, so it is now a level 1 spell.
Nice.
And Diane is my best friend for now.
No.
I am being
Oh my
helpful, so I have a
God.
+3 on this roll. You'll only get
I
a
like
partial
that
success.
for now. Ooh. Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this. Okay.
So a lot of partial successes.
I'm sad that none of them failed, but you know.
I am a little bit.
I'm sorry, that was
Ezra, and
that
all
was-
I'm getting is veiled threats about how I'm a bad
If you maintain a calmness for more than 4 hours, please consult your local head witch.
That's great. Yeah. So you got your tea, you got your brew, you've got your food. You're
Got 3 mugs.
You're gonna try to carry this mug and these foods, and as you leave, you're walking down the hallway, and Heath catches you again.
Oh no.
He's by himself this time. There's no other students around. Really, there might be some, but they're not really paying attention. And he kind of shouts out, "Hey, Ezra."
Uh-huh.
Can we
I'm
chat?
a little busy right now.
I could carry one of those for you. Here. And he takes some of the mugs from you, or all of them maybe. He's a very athletic kid.
Yeah.
You actually know him. He's on some of the sports teams. He's not that bad.
Is he though? She hands
He's not
him
that bad at sports. That's what I'll say.
some things. Yeah. She's like, oh, okay. Help is nice.
Yeah. So I was wondering, the fall witch formal's coming up, and I was curious.
There's a poster.
You're good at sports. I'm good at sports. Maybe we could go together.
I mean, I guess I'll be there if the ball's happening. Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right. And he's going to walk with you and carry these mugs to wherever you're going.
No idea what she just said.
I would love to imagine that Ezra's got ball. We're playing sports. What sport we play? On the way thinking what?
She's trying to figure out what. There's posters for this ball as she's walking past them.
She's thinking sports. He plays sports. I play sports. What sport are we playing?
And then she's I mean, I guess we'll both be there. So in her mind, that's just, she just said that they'll both be there.
I wonder who else is going to be playing with us.
Ezra has no idea she agreed to go with him.
You got to do the whole I'll see you there.
Yeah, I'll totally see you there.
Yeah. And as you're walking, the two of you walk a little bit, and then he's like, "So, what's your favorite color?"
What is Ezra's favorite color? I think her favorite color is probably blue. I'm thinking of the art.
Okay.
Because her hat's blue.
Okay.
What are our school's colors?
That's a decision y'all can make.
Yeah.
I thought we did make the colors.
No, we chose colors, didn't we?
You made your Pegasus as you didn't
picked our
pick
mascot.
color.
Oh, interesting. I would say blue seems pretty reasonable. Blue and silver.
I can add to your school though. Blue and silver is your colors.
How about blue and gold?
Blue and gold. Blue and gold.
Okay.
There you go.
I was gonna say, I swear I know we talked about this when we made the school name and all that.
Yeah, I don't remember.
There wasn't anything of that sort, but I can add another adjective.
Yeah.
Blue and gold for your school colors.
Yeah. So I think Ezra thinks about it for a moment and then looks at what she's wearing and then looks at all of the icons of the school and she's like, blue. I like blue.
Cool.
I think I own a lot of stuff that's blue.
I like blue too. So
I mean, it's our uniform that we'll be wearing at this ball.
Well, normally everyone dresses up,
Oh yeah, right.
Uniforms and stuff, right? Yeah,
the dress uniform.
She's in sports uniforms. Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a blue jersey I could wear.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you guys continue walking, and we're going to pan over to the other scene. The two of them are walking down the hallway, and Cypher feels something on her arm. And she's like, "Stop touching me, Diane." And Diane's like, "I'm not touching you."
Young, stop.
Is Eon?
Are you in the doorway?
He's outside the door. The door's closed, so you can't really hear inside.
You would smell if I was in there.
Cool. Okay, I guess it's true. It's also a hot room. Great hot garbage. It's like streets of New York City.
Ian, on your side, you see the lights flicker off. So you look in, and it looks dark in there. What are you doing?
You don't want to be not Ezra. Cypher probably just short at something. Yeah, they'll get it fixed.
Okay, cool. Going back in.
I would assume that Cypher did something to short the room out or something. He wouldn't take. He knows how tech savvy she is that if he just assumes something happened with the lights.
Yeah.
Or maybe she was doing it to prove a point. Like, check it out. We can win in the dark, that kind of thing.
He also knows how she is by summoning things and drawing pentagrams. So it's like, no.
Yeah, so you stay on the other side. You're just like, oh, there's probably there's just shortage out in there. Meanwhile, we'll pan back in.
Diane, did you turn out the lights?
Oh, I thought you did that. I thought this was a tech thing. Is it a tech thing?
No. It was me.
What?
You hear a voice.
Diane just screams. Ah!
I put my hand over her mouth and I'm like, turn the lights on. And I'm going to cast a new spell called Power Surge.
Ooh, I like
I'm
it.
I'm inspired. I'm going to try to turn the lights back on. Okay, here we go. So what does this do? That's the wrong sheet. That's not my sheet. I should do it on my sheet. Okay, Power Surge. Power Surge is going to take all the electricity in the room, I think, and and put energy through it to try to bring the lights back on and all of this stuff. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love it.
Okay, cool.
I love the name Power Surge for the spell too.
Yeah.
It's cool.
Okay. Why isn't it letting me type? I don't understand. There it is. Okay.
Dot has this like adorable little keyboard that she has.
That's because I had to turn it off. It wasn't letting me use my real keyboard. I had to switch. I've been typing with the little one. It's so cute. Look how tiny. It's so
I was like, this is a very cipher thing for you to own.
Yes. Okay, here we go.
Let's look at your stuff.
Would be... I don't know. This does qualify as hacking? I don't really know if that qualifies as hacking.
I don't think you're hacking.
But I'm in my favorite place.
Yes.
Because it's the server room. And
I would say that you're hacking. You're overriding the power.
Oh, I guess that's true.
To a degree.
I will let you know she's not hacking.
She's not? Okay.
I am worried about Diane.
Yes, that will give you a bonus for sure.
Okay, so that's...
And you're probably literally wored about both of you at the moment.
Yes, about all of this. This is all very bad. The last time similar things happened was bad news. Okay, I got a partial success.
That means what the witch wants to happen happens, but I get to describe it. So, you cast a spell. What does it look like when you cast a spell? We'll start with that.
So my hands are around her face, and I simply release. And when I do, I don't want anybody to see, spirit fingers. And it's like Jubilee style, like.
Nice, yeah.
And it just lights everything up.
You see the pixels on the monitors light up, and the buttons on some of the equipment turn on. But with this light glow and glint of all the light that's coming from these devices, they look different. These devices are old. The monitors don't look the same as the ones that you had. They're like these old looking monitors. You can look around now and the server room looks super ghetto. It's like old equipment that's super retro. Like you would collect this stuff just because it's vintage, right? But this is not ideal for new world and new age tech. But you do see, the two of you both see this. And I mean, Diane, that equipment stuff goes over your head probably, but what you do see is spider webbing all over everything, dust that's been collected over everything. And the floor is kind of dusty within itself too, and it looks like just your footprints are in the ground. And when you turn to look to see where maybe that hand was, you see nothing.
Did you do this? Did you make the connection?
No, you didn't make the connection.
This looks like the connection.
I just turned the lights on.
But look, we're in a different...
Okay. Well, it hasn't hurt us yet. So maybe you could talk to it. You talk to it. You're good at talking.
Okay. Do I see anyone or anything here?
No.
And I whisper again, is this like the ghost thing that you had at your last school?
I mean, not exactly like it. Just talk to it.
She's trying to like kind of figure out plan of attack here. I think she's going to just play it off instead of talking to this creature. She's just gonna pretend like nothing's wrong. Also, one more thing. If I look at the floor, is the pentagram there?
No. And I think we're actually going to take our break right here.
Okay.
And that'll give you more time to think about what you're going to do.
I need that.
I was going to say that we're going to take your break after the thing, but you immediately said something and I didn't want to like cut you both off.
Okay.
But yeah, so you look around. The room is different. There's spider webbing. Eon, you look into the room now. Again, and the lights were off. Now they're back on. And you see Diane and Cypher talking to each other. And Ezra's walking down the hallway.
Do I see who she's walking with?
You do. I actually don't know how Ezra... Oh yeah, because you unlocked the door, so the door opened for the server room thing. And that is we're going to take our break. We'll be right back. We're going to take probably an 8-minute break. We'll see you all in a bit. Toodaloo. All right, everyone. Welcome to Jasper Jinx Academy. We are rocking into our second half of episode 4, right? Yeah. I think it's 4. Yeah. We just had some interesting things happen. So, we've got Diane and Cypher in a room that is dark, dimly lit by the pixels of monitors that look much older than the monitors that they saw in the room before, and just dim lights of some of the other devices that are in the room, and cobwebs all around them, and dust. On the other side, we have Eon watching as Ezra is walking down the stairs with Heath, carrying mugs and a baggie and whatever else Ezra's carrying with her towards him in the normal lit hallway. Eon looks over and he sees, it looks like Cypher and Diane are talking to each other. And we'll start with that scene with Eon and Ezra and Heath.
Ezra waves. Eon, I have food.
Hey,
Eon looks somewhat upset, not so much at Ezra, but with the person she's walking with, which is Heath, because Eon is not a fan of Heath.
No,
but
he's not.
Eon will just begrudgingly say, hey, in a nice chipper voice to Ezra, hey, Ezra.
So chipper.
Hey, Heath.
Hey.
Heath was just helping me carry some stuff because it turns out that carrying food for 4 people is actually kind of difficult.
Just carrying some mugs.
Eon would like stray right past that and just be like, how's your stomach, Heath? Feeling any better from this morning?
It's feeling better from this morning.
Oh, that's good.
No doubt it wasn't any help from you.
I could help you again if you'd like. Dinner
Rolls
was
his
just
eyes.
served.
Here, why don't you drink this, Eon? She's just gonna like shove a mug in your face.
Eon will start sipping it and just be like, slowly just sipping like, yeah.
And then I also got, she's like desperately trying to change the subject. She pulls out, I've got you some sandwiches, but they didn't have trash sandwiches, so I threw it on the ground and stepped on it for you.
Whoa, thanks. Seeing that there's no like rot or mold on it, he just kind of like places it in his pocket. It's just like, we'll give it a little bit. And he pulls out another one that's like been fermenting for like 2 weeks,
Oh, God.
Oh, for 2 weeks?
He
Oh, yeah,
looks
I've been
a little
prepping this.
disgusted, and he's like,
Oh, I'm
That's
sorry.
gross.
Would you like some? Breaks off a little piece and kind of just throws it at him.
no, I'd really not. Is one of these for you? He looks at Ezra.
No, I didn't need one. They're for Diane and she's gonna like take them from him. Thank you. They're for Diane and Cypher. They're in there working.
What are they working on in there?
Computer stuff.
Eon steps in front of the door. They're finding a good way to beat you at the campaign.
This is why they don't do
Just-
them electronically.
No, they wouldn't cheat. They're not like rigging the ballots. That would be immoral and wrong. And Diane is above that.
Wait, Ezra, is that what they're doing?
I have no idea. She looks at Ian. She's like, they're definitely not doing that, right?
I think Eon will just say, I think that they're working on getting some new posters.
In the server room.
Yeah, they gotta draw them up and do the art. You know how good you haven't met Cypher. She was a chick that, she's really good at art. Says that just in like a non-believable way, but just
Right.
she's got this really cool tattoo-esque thing. It says "Bite me" on her arm. Pretty cool.
Yeah, sounds cool.
In between me saying that and just the awkward silence between all of us, I'm gonna cast Terrible Rot just to get him to kind of like go away.
All right.
I kind of just want it to like go against the wall, just to, yeah.
All right, let's see how it goes.
So I don't think I can get a +1 for me just hating this guy, but
No.
I am repulsive, and
You're repulsive. You're obnoxious.
I was gonna say this would probably fall under obnoxious.
You like trash. I think all three of those
Yeah.
go together.
Ezra's here, but I'm not worried about her. Would I be worried about her that she's hanging out with this guy because I don't like her? Like him? Sorry.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
No, I don't like him. not
Yeah,
her.
actually, I think that would work. I think
Okay.
that would actually work for you.
Okay. So +4.
Yeah, because she's hanging out with this kid who is clearly no good for her. In your
Yeah,
mind.
you're just doing this to help her. It's just a purely altruistic.
I do want Ezra to stay because obviously she has stuff with them, but I also don't like him. kind of worried that he's hanging around with her. We don't want him to win the presidential campaign. So yeah. So would that be a 4 then?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Pretty handy.
Let's not suck at this. Cool.
Wait, did you really? Oh my gosh.
I don't think I've had one successful cast on that.
It says +5. Yeah, make sure you do your failure. How many failures do you have?
1. I think I've only casted it twice.
Oh, okay. Jeez.
Yeah, because the first time I actually made him
You
throw
rolled
up.
a 1 and a 3. That's why it's so bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you lean up against the wall. You're trying to be like sly about casting the spell, and you're trying to cast on the trash bin to make it smell really bad. You're like, oh, I'll just make the trash bin really smell, awful. So he wants to leave, right? But what ends up happening is something else forms in the trash can, and Heath notices it, and Heath kind of like leans over into the trash bin, and he's like, oh, how did this get here? And he hands it to Ezra, and it's a flower.
Are you serious? I pooped the flower.
Yep.
What type of flower is it?
It's like a tulip.
Okay.
Eon would be disgusted by it.
Want some character art so bad.
I think Ezra is a little confused, a little overwhelmed, had no idea that Eon was trying to cast this spell, and is just sort of like desperately trying to make everybody happy right now. And so she's gonna be like, oh, thank you, that's really nice of you to take that out of the trash for me.
Well, it wasn't, I just saw it in the trash bin, and
Eon, when she says that, just lights up trash, just snatches it out of her hand, just like rubbing it all over. This is mine, trash. Kind of like bops him on the head with it.
He looks at
That's
Ezra,
fine.
and he's like,
Eon can have it if it makes him happy.
It was meant for you, but okay.
Thank you for helping me carry the stuff here. It's probably best if you're not around when they exit the server room, because I feel like everything will just be more tense when that happens.
Right, because like Diane is trying to be president and I'm trying to be president. Look, no hard feelings. I don't have any problems with Diane. She's cool. I'm cool.
But you told me that you didn't think she could do it, and then you asked me who I was voting for, even though she's my roommate and also my best friend.
Look.
He asked you that?
I was just curious who she was voting for. I didn't pressure her into voting for me. Look, you vote for whoever you want, Ezra. I was just saying that I don't really think that... I don't believe in... that Diane really has what it takes to be president.
Then I guess you don't have to vote for her.
I don't plan to vote for her. But doesn't mean you can't.
You're allowed to vote for yourself.
I don't really think we get to vote.
That makes more sense. Well, no, wait a minute. Like, Ezra gets distracted by her own train of thought. I should go give them these things before they're cold.
Right.
And she's gonna like turn and put her hand on the server room door.
I'll talk to you later then, Ezra.
Yeah, and I guess I'll see you at the ball. What?
Yeah, I'll see you there. I'll probably talk to you before then, though.
Right, we're in a bunch of the same classes.
Entire schedule, so I'm pretty sure we'll see each other again.
She's like,
she walks away. Yeah, Ezra, you go to the door, and it looks like Cypher and Diane are talking. When you open the door, the other side, we're gonna do something quick first. On the other side, the two of you are, well, I'll let you kind of discuss what you're going to do. I think Diane was deciding whether she was going to say something or not.
Do it.
I have to go with the normal response, which is just kind of to play it off. Like, I got to do it.
Okay.
So she's like looking around and goes, like, you can't not notice the spider webs and everything. So she knows that something weird is strange has happened. She goes, wow, were you practicing your ventriloquism again? Because you really got me with that voice that you did. I'm sorry I got so scared just then. Huh.
Oh.
Yeah. It was,
Ventriloquism I do.
Did you turn the lights off too? You're so good at that. Oh, you got me twice today, you prankster.
The lights flicker again. All of the lights flicker in the room. And then you hear the voice again saying, "You think that she did that? It was all me. Watch. Now they see you, now they don't." And on the other side, Diane, you originally saw them. You open the door. They're not there anymore.
Ezra was confused for a minute and then like turns around. She's like, Eon, I thought you said they were in here.
Eon's still just kind of like sitting back on by the dumpster, like, yeah, they were in there. They're talking or something. The lights flickered on and off, but I figure that's just Cypher doing her techie stuff.
No, Eon, I know I don't notice things a lot, but I genuinely can't see them. And so, Ezra's gonna like kind of go into the room and start like looking down, because I imagine there's like rows, right? Of servers. And
there's one main room when you first walk in, and it has like the monitors and stacks, but if you walk down further to the right or left, there are a few stacks, and you can kind of like go down the aisles.
She's gonna try and look around.
Eon, being really lazy, just lets out a heavy sigh, like,
where do you walk exactly, Ezra?
I feel like she like walks probably maybe tried to like go to the other end of the room with the thought that like, oh, there must be like another door that they left through or something.
Yeah, you walk down to the other end of the room and there's nothing. There's more stacks of what looks like equipment. No cables whatsoever, but everything is on, oddly.
Cypher? Diane? Hello? Is there a closet? Are you in? She like finds like any closet or she starts opening drawers in the desks.
Yeah. She's like, you're like looking around in all of the aisles and trying to look for them. Do you go into like the main room? Yeah. When you go into the main room, you actually bump into something. We're going to pan over onto the other side really quick.
I do want to add that Eon is also just kind of in the middle of the room. He just kind of walked in.
You just walked in. You're just standing there. Okay.
Yeah. Cool. Just watching Ezra kind of walk around.
Yeah, you're just watching Ezra walk around, and then Ezra like bumps into something that is nothing there, but she bumps into something. And then on the other side, the two of you, I'll let you react to what this person says to you. You don't see this person, and then the lights on the monitors and everything flicker back on.
Okay.
I do think she's capable of doing this because I think that Cypher is capable of anything.
While she's talking, Cypher sits down and starts clicking on her computer, and I'm going to cast a new spell that I've been holding onto called Save Point, where I use my computer to go back to a point in time.
I love this.
An important point in time. So I'm gonna let's see if I can do it before we went through time. I want to whatever happened where the floor flickered. I want to go to the a moment before the floor flickers.
Okay.
That's the goal.
Do it.
So I'm like giving you the go, and I'm like trying to click as fast as I guess I can.
Yeah. Diane's gonna keep talking. She's gonna keep actually straight up antagonizing this person, this being.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't know what's going on here. There's a lot of new stuff happening, but I also don't think you know exactly who this person is or what you're trying to do to us. You see, no, I ran out just now.
That's fine. Let's get the roll going from Cypher to see how well this goes.
Okay.
Whilst Diane speaks.
Okay, so it's my laptop, which I'm using.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in the server room.
Yep.
Technically. And I'm worried about Diane, if that's a possibility.
Sure.
Okay, so that's 3. I can do this. All right. What did I call it? Oh yeah, I called it Save Point.
I love the names of this. This is awesome.
Okay, cool. Here we go. 3 on that. Partial.
Ooh.
Oh, I got a critical failure and success. I got a 1 and an 8. Interesting.
All right. So with a partial, tell us what this looks like while you're casting it, and then I'll tell you what happens.
Okay, so Cypher sits down. She puts her headphones in because she needs to like block out the sound of this person talking, and it's just like 90s techno in her ears, and she's like dun. She pops the laptop open and she starts like clicking really fast, and she inputs a code that selects a certain time and point in space, and then I hit enter and hope that it will like rewind us basically back to that save point, like start us over basically.
Yeah. You do. Everything flickers once. Diane's still talking, and you are sitting on the floor. You appear back at the point when the floor is flickering. Ezra, Ian, you're standing there. You see Cypher sitting on the floor next to you. Ezra, you actually ran into her when she was standing. So now that she's sitting on the floor, like, you're gonna kick her if you continue walking forward. Diane appears to the left of you, Ezra, just all of a sudden there, and she's talking, just like...
And that's why you don't know what we're capable of. I know that we're new here.
Once we're there,
the floor, all of a sudden, all of you see the floor slowly tear, and that tear that you saw before is on the floor right next to Cypher, and it's just peeling, and you can see this thing that Cypher drew on the floor is slowly disappearing from like the inside of it, happening right now.
Yeah, I'm like, get out of the room. We have to get out of the room. I like grab my laptop, and whoever's nearest me, which is probably Diane, I'm like, get out.
I take a picture.
Okay.
Cypher's like, been there, done that.
I'm walking, but I'm taking out my phone, taking a picture. Click, click, click.
I think Ezra reacts last.
I grab Ezra too.
Because there's just like a lot of things happened all at once.
Yeah.
She like walks into Cypher, the floor. She's like,
Picture walking, recognize that Ezra's not coming, grabs her by the arm. I think you probably dropped the food. The food is
oh
gone.
yeah.
Sacrifice the food. It's okay.
Yeah,
She holds onto the mugs though.
Okay, you dropped the food. You're still holding. She's still holding 2 mugs.
Yeah, because you grabbed the arm that had the food, and she's like,
It spills out a little bit, but it's nice smelling, so that's okay.
They slosh together.
Can I grab Eon on the way out?
Yeah.
Grab him and just drag him. Like,
Eon just lets out a giant sigh.
Your dinner.
In and out of the room. Choose where we're going. Like,
Do you
really
shut the
annoyed
door?
with the whole situation.
Shut the door. Holding it.
Hands off.
Diane is holding the door. The 3 of you are standing outside of it. Diane, as you're looking into the window of the door, you see the floor kind of tearing, and you slowly see the ground that was in that room before slowly appearing, and then it just vacuums back up, and it looks normal again.
I flip it off through the window. Take that!
Eon looks at Ezra. I told you they were in there.
It looks like someone breathes on the window of the screen, or on the window of the door, and it fogs up, and then you see an F-U drawn.
But it's backwards, so I make fun of them. It's backwards. Dummy. I'm terrified. We need to go now. We need to go like right now.
What happened? Your dinner was in there.
It belongs to them.
They can have it.
Okay. So I might have made something worse. I don't really know, but tell him about the spider webs. You talk better. Tell him.
Okay, fine. We were in the room, and it went black. And she said I touched her. I did not touch her. And then the lights came back on, because I think she did some magic, because Cypher. And then all of the computer equipment was this weird alabaster color, and there were spider webs everywhere, and that is not correct. And someone talked to us, but they weren't there. And then more magic happened. I have no way to explain this. I do not know. I am a baby now. I have changed. And then we were back, and I have these photos, and she just goes into the photos.
The voice, they knew us.
I don't know if. Do you really? I can't remember.
Okay, so from the start, so we were just talking. No magic, we were just talking about the possibility of what could have come through when other things had gone through to the other side in our pontification.
And sending a message?
Yeah, and possibly sending a message, and then and then before it.
Yeah. I talked about sending an email. Like you send an email, but you don't want to open up a connection. But the connection happened anyway. She's starting to get mad.
Which makes me think that it already exists, that there's no need for me to do that. And whatever the thing is in there, it ripped us from here to here in time. Those machines were not at all standard units now used. So it had to be, well, based upon the spider webs and anybody that
and dust. There was dust.
It was a lot of dust.
Our feet. We had footprints.
And then they were being rude. So I had Diane talk to them while I cast a spell.
I was ruder.
That is true. And I cast a spell. I brought us back in time to the point at which all of this started in hopes that we could get out. And then now, F you.
All right.
Okay. Here.
So,
She hands you 2 mugs.
Straight into her face and drinks it.
Cypher joins in that endeavor.
Thank you.
All 3 of you, after having drank some of this, feel calmer.
While they're doing that,
really gotta pee, and the person who has to pee the most is Eon. You have to pee so badly that you're gonna like pee your pants like right now.
I wanted to go back in the room.
There
and
are
grab
side
some
effects.
food. Oh, okay. Well, having to go pee, Eon just exclaims, "Okay, well, you guys are all back or gone or whatever. I'm gonna be in the bathroom. I gotta go." And he like kind of like
when he says that, the 2 of you are like,
I have to pee. Okay, can we walk and talk?
Yeah. Let's go.
It's one of those times where, like, you know, when you need to pee so bad that it's like painful. It's like painful to move. That's how badly it feels right now.
Hop and waddle at the same time, but the hopping doesn't help because it just makes the gravity
sloshing. Yeah.
She's like going.
Just gonna take it slow and steady.
But you feel really calm, even though you really have to pee.
Feels super calm.
That would happen to me sometimes.
What?
Yeah. Thank you.
While you go to the bathroom, I'll figure out what we should do next.
Okay.
Everyone's peeing. we see the bathroom stalls, and everyone's in the bathroom stalls. We just hear the sound of pee, and we see on the other side of like standing, like leaning up against like a brick wall, is Ezra. And what are you thinking about, Ezra? What's the monologue in Ezra's head?
Wow, a lot of stuff has happened in like the last hour. I think she's like, okay, we need to, because I feel like her brain doesn't like keep a consistent like single thought. So it's like, okay, well, we definitely need to go talk to the headmistress right now, because clearly something really bad was happening in the server room. Like that was potentially reality breaking, time travel. I wonder if they were an illusion or invisible, or maybe they, and then she like looks over and she's like, the ball. Oh, the ball. It's not a sports game. It's a dance. Oh, I should definitely go to the jazz dance class. I need to get a really good score in magical disco, because otherwise I'm going to lose the competition. And she just like trails off like this.
And the 3 of you will come out of the bathroom and restroom after, you know, like when you take a long pee and it's like, it just doesn't end. And you're like, this is a very long pee. That's what happens to all of you.
And when it's over, hands are washed. She comes out. She's still weirdly calm. Because I am so hungry right now.
Okay. Now that we have...
I did try and get you all dinner, but...
I thought you were gone.
Oh no, she's just like standing at the door.
Oh, because
She meant she was trailing off in her thoughts.
Oh, so the train of thought. Yeah, just like
I thought that she was just like, she's gone. And I was like,
you come
okay.
back out and she like snaps out of it.
I am so hungry.
Okay, not the most important thing that has happened today. I really think we should maybe, what if we just
Talk to
put
the
a-
head waitress.
Here's the thing.
Yes.
I don't really want to get in trouble. If I get in trouble, I have to go home.
Eon not understanding what's happening. Trouble for what?
Yeah, you didn't do anything. You didn't open this.
Technically, I have been connected to all of this in some way.
Worried you're gonna get blamed for it.
Can we not blame the Sharpie? Magic Sharpie.
I put it in the trash bin for Eon.
Eon
I
just
made
saying,
him- I made
Eon
him
just
fish it
saying
out.
this Sharpie? As he
See, I told you.
That's like evidence or something.
Yeah, it's perfect. She puts it in her bra. Oh. Safest place.
What
to put
if
something.
I'll
I'm
cover
saying
with
you because it was
trash.
on Eon, and then you just put it in your bra.
It's pretty
Yeah,
gross,
it's-
but she
yeah,
needs, it's still safe.
Okay.
Might be safer with Eon, actually.
Yeah, I was
She
gonna
gives-
say,
Okay.
It was oily, so she goes, ooh, okay. You keep this safe, okay, for us.
So, what now?
why don't Diane and I could go tell the head waitress, because Diane was there and I saw the one in the sky.
I
And
saw it.
What about the first one in the server room?
I saw it, and I could. I can lie. I'm a good liar.
Eon not really knowing
Very
what's
good at
going
supporting
on because
people.
he hasn't really witnessed this. Well, I think I did once, but
Yeah.
he'd be like, what the heck actually happened in the server room? What's got you all freaked out, Diane?
So one
I'll
of the
fill him in.
He was here, right? We did just talk about it.
Yeah, you both they did just describe it to all
Yeah.
of you.
She,
Right,
she
but he's
literally
still
says
him
that
not-
out loud to everybody. He
not,
was here.
not really like understanding or like grasping at it. We're not even really believing you. Just being like,
Okay. Okay.
She doesn't take him by the shoulders, but she does put her hands, it's almost like hover hands, but in front of his shoulders because she
Hover
doesn't really want to
hands.
touch him. And then just goes, it's getting weird. And there's bad people in dimensions. And then just touches his hat and backs up.
Okay. I need like just a second. I need a second to meditate. Is there a quiet corner? Like Cypher's like, I need to just think.
Oh my
So, like-
god, your favorite room is gone now. You can't go back
Stop.
there. Sorry. There's the
I-
bathroom. You just peed. Just go back.
The vacuum cleaner cave is pretty quiet.
Eon mentions, why don't we just go back to our room?
Okay. I just question. When we
Yeah.
saw this server room, the with the antique technology and spider webs,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
was it the exact same server room?
To you, it looked like, yeah.
Like it just okay. If I okay. I tell everybody I have taken
Another actual question on that. Did it look not just the same server room? Was it, would you say that things were a little bit different?
Yes.
Not just visually, but like a couple of the servers weren't there, or was this a palette swap, or was this an actual change that we could see that was identifiable?
I don't think you were looking that closely.
We super weren't.
Yeah.
I was yelling.
So I think
Nothing
from
else.
the perspective of what you saw and what you both were doing, it looks like the same room, but
Okay.
just older.
I wouldn't have noticed that either.
Like it was more retro. The equipment was older. The
So, yeah.
the devices
Age
that were
filler.
in there were older.
I almost feel like Cypher would probably notice that the monitors are not what they used to be and
Yeah.
stuff like
Oh
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
Like I
okay,
said, she noticed all
sure.
of that.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
and I think that
Everything
yeah,
I described, you noticed.
Cool. Okay, so she just needed a moment to like think about it. I'm like, all right. Let's say that the rip is not a rip between dimensions, but a rip in time.
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 That would explain some of the dust and everything, and why was everything this green color?
Can we stop calling it that? It's
Sorry.
It's anti. Okay.
It's beige. It was sort of beige.
Yeah. They're called monitors. It's kind of older technology, long before we had flat screens and such. Everything starts somewhere, Diane.
Right.
Great. So this is older tech.
Weird color.
Yeah, there was actually like a cream colored keyboard instead of like the like hyperspace keyboard that normally appears.
Yeah, in the 90s we didn't have black keyboards, y'all. We had that alabaster, like this color
and
of
the
everything.
Made so much noise.
It was like the computer color was just always this weird off-white.
It was until Max. And then Apple was like, what if we make them look like candy?
Which I wanted so badly. But that was even in the 2000s.
So I have another question. Was all of this technology connected? You said it was covered in spider's webs as if it was not being used.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what it looked like. It looked like it wasn't being used. But when you did your light thing,
they all
pixels on the monitors appeared.
Okay.
But it was just like, that like fuzzy pixel look, like there wasn't anything on the monitor. And
right.
The lights on the buttons lit up, but it didn't look like they were actually functioning and doing anything.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So unlike our server room, which does not require the servers to be connected by physical wires, it's magic. When these monitors were in use, technology was very different, and it was required to be hardwired, networked via a physical cable. And this is long before we had technology and magic together. So if that's the case, then that room was not a server room at the time. It was a storage facility. It's where it's where they held all the extra shit. Cypher's like, so that is the case, then it definitely was a tear in time. What if it was actually our school? We should find out what happened in the server room. Well, I guess it was tech closet.
I just want to be super clear. Should we not be telling the headmistress any of this?
I kind of want to ask. I know I'm such a suck up, but like seriously, this seems a lot harder than it needs to be. And I know, Cypher, you're going to be in trouble. We could maybe plead the fifth. I don't know.
Yeah, and kind of we could blame Heath.
I don't want to blame anybody except for that guy.
There. Somebody else saw it?
Wait.
Heath was here. Yeah, he came with Ezra. They brought you guys dinner.
Excuse
he didn't see
me?
what happened, did he?
No, I tried to fart on him again and make him throw up, but he pooped a flower.
I love you. Thank you.
Awful. Why?
But yeah, he was here.
Hey, you tried to fart on him?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is great.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
Well,
I mean, I know Heath could be kind of mean sometimes, but that seems like excessive.
Were you not with us earlier when he bullied me? That's why I've got a thing of his puke.
Yeah, he was saying bad things about Eon.
Was that during class? I think I was doing something during class.
Probably
you were
classing.
Making things grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. That was this morning.
Reap and sow, watch it grow.
Okay.
But
Oh,
regardless,
He was mean to you? Oh no.
so mean.
regardless, he was here and he did see you guys talking, or at least
Why were you with? You know what? We're going to talk about that later.
Ezra
right now.
said that you guys were here, so could affect your presidential campaign if something bad does happen.
I'm not worried about my campaign. Cypher says she's going to get kicked out of school. This is the first day.
I won't
Also-
let Cypher get kicked out of school.
I agree. Also, hard to promise. Cypher, question. Every single time these rips occurred, it's a place where you are.
Well, the first one was in the sky.
Where
above
she
our
was.
school.
She was totally there, right?
But I went after.
Yeah, rip happened. Then we went to look at it.
But every time after that,
It's near and by you.
yeah,
I'm
and I might
worried.
have done a thing.
Don't go back to your room. Don't do it. Especially not now.
Why?
Wait, you said you might have done
to be a catalyst here. I think something here, and even if it's not true, even if I'm just
tried to
being
learn about them
too much, don't go back to your room. Go back to somewhere that is neutral so that if there's a tear thing there, we can handle it.
What?
Don't go
My
to
plans?
anywhere that you care about.
Oh.
Find an empty classroom, a closet, something. We can hide you somewhere.
did which makes like a typey gesture, right?
Well, what about hospital? Go to the hospital.
Okay.
Ezra looks at Diane like, at our school?
Okay.
Yeah, there's a nurse's office.
There's a nurse's office. There's
I mean,
a,
maybe
nurse, a nurse witch.
But
That does
Ezra,
like healing magic.
you did a typey, right?
I
you
used
just
my cell
search.
phone to, yeah.
A spoogle.
I spoogled it.
You spoogled it. What if
Is a
that
spoogle a dog?
person or thing was
I gotta
checking
write down
everybody who
spoogle,
spoogles
great.
them?
Okay. Well, that's a possibility. I mean, technically, I back
Spell Google. Google.
I back spoogled the image on my cell phone when we first got it, and that didn't go so well because then it disappeared.
But what would happen if someone Googled you? Would you know?
Yeah. Duh,
Would you
I
try and
might
mess with them?
know for spoogle. What?
Would you try and mess with them?
Mess with them. I mean,
Because someone was trying to like learn about you or like mess with your plans or something.
I don't have plans.
But if you did, what if you
I
and
get
Diane were meshed into one person? So you had all of Diane's passion and enthusiasm and your technical know-how.
I mean,
Then you would have plans, right? And then what would you do if someone messed with them?
What is happening?
well, I would probably open up multiple accounts on various websites that are embarrassing, and then
You would mess with them.
well, yeah.
So they're mad at you. We just need to apologize to them and make everything okay.
Oh, right.
But we didn't do anything. What if okay, what if this is spirits, right? Spirits sometimes when they have unfinished business, they stick around, right? There are moments, blips in time. It's how the spell works. The one I did, save point.
Is that what you did?
Well, that's how I brought us back.
Oh my god. You gotta
Right.
teach me that. That's cool as hell.
Do you
So
understand? Yes.
we
but
shouldn't try and talk to whoever is behind all of this.
I'm saying that
We should go talk to the principal.
I mean, yes, I think you're right, though. I think if you're onto something, like
You were the first person that messed with whatever they were doing. They were trying to do something to the barrier around our school, and then you learned about them. And so, of course, they're either
they
angry.
sent something through.
Which means that your safety is compromised, which means it's mostly focused on you. I mean, I yelled at them, but they don't care.
Okay, fine.
Or they might care now.
Fine.
You're pretty mean sometimes when you're yelling at people, Diane. You're very good at it.
Thank you.
This is why I had her
practicing.
yell at it.
I
Maybe
can keep
just
that
leave
talk
us
to it,
alone.
I got mad.
This is true.
Oh no, that's terrifying.
So, okay, fine. You know what? Let's do it. I haven't done anything wrong, right?
Why don't you just
have
send
not.
them a e-spell?
I'm sorry. What?
An e-spell. A message. A text. Being like, hey, sorry, I like snooped on your plans. I'm sure everything's cool. Let's like hang out sometime.
Okay.
And then we'll tell the principal and then arrange a date.
okay.
And then you can meet up with them and then we can frame them. And then everyone can find out what's going on. This is
I
perfect.
understand.
And Jasper just like starts walking down the hallway to the principal's office.
I'm gonna go back to the point where technology is different. Spell mail didn't exist. I would have to completely.
A ladder? She yells down the hallway.
Is anyone
So come on,
following?
let's go.
Is anyone following Ezra?
I'm going right behind her, and I'm trying to explain to her why that plan won't work.
Eon's just standing there looking like.
What if you type the email and print it out?
You're suggesting that we date an angry ghost?
No, I'm suggesting you set them up on a date and then we're going to do, what's that thing called? A catfish.
Okay.
Okay, dating isn't as easy as you think it is. I know you think it's easy because apparently you were walking with Heath earlier And that's weird to me. But again,
He
putting
was
a
just
pin in
helping
that,
me carry stuff.
I'm sure. Again, we'll talk about it later. But you know what? Number one, I'm still mad, so I'm just gonna get that out there. But we're gonna talk about it later because right now we're talking about dimensional rifts or something. Apparently, it's time rifts.
Okay, we definitely need to talk to the head waitress.
Okay, so
And then maybe we should send some sort of communication to this person. I don't know if you want to
every
try and
time
catfish them or
that is
not.
a good idea.
I heard that's the thing that people do.
You're not catfishing a ghost caught in a time rift of the past.
Well, what if they're an actual catfish? That's, I assume, what catfishing is about.
Eon not understanding any of this. Be like, I don't know what fish have to do with any of this, Ezra.
Eon's going to she's gonna short circuit before this is over with.
Okay, what are you?
Diane looks at Cypher and just goes, I think we should go to the head witch.
Isn't that where we're headed?
Yes, let's go. Just ignore them. Ezra's talking a little nonsense. Between the two of us, we'll be okay. Right? Look at me. We got this.
Eon, she's
Okay?
Uh-huh.
I think we got this.
Okay, so you guys are all going to the head witch, is like the principal witch's office, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's probably 7:30 at night. It's like evening time. And you get to where the teacher's kind of area is. It's actually not far from like the door that you guys all went down before to get to the basement. You maybe pass it, looking at it kind of like worrisomely, maybe? I don't know. Questioningly, perhaps. You go down all the way to the end of the staircase, and at the end of the hallway, there's a staircase, and you follow it upwards. And there's like a little tower, and there's a waiting room that you kind of this top of the staircase takes you to, and there are some chairs and seats that are there, and normally there'd be like a little desk with someone standing there to greet you, but that person's not there right now. What you do see in there is like the hovering chairs. You see the hovering desk that's there. It's almost like the desk doesn't have a body. It's just like a flat surface that's hovering. And you do see like an ink and quill that's on the table, and a little piece of parchment, and the doorway. It's like a double doorway that opens to where normally the head witch would be.
Knock on the door.
I
got my confidence on. I'm good to go.
You knock on the door, and there's this loud booming sound. It sounds almost like when you knock on the door that it is like echoes. And you all know that this is the kind of spell that is pretty easy to make, and it echoes throughout. And the doors swing open, and you see a large carpet that is strewn across the ground that kind of follows from where you're standing all the way to a desk. And the desk is also one of those hovering desks, and a hovering chair that's kind of floating. And you see the head witch sitting there. She has like this black dress on that has little frilly bits of pieces and fabric that are all about it, and it's pretty elegantly made. It's almost like lace at the top and along the arms and along parts of it, and her witch hat also has kind of like this beautiful embroidery on it that you can see that matches her dress, and her hair is like this long purple that's quite light, almost like lavender looking, and she turns her chair, floating it, and it floats and hovers down kind of closer towards you all. And behind her you see these large almost like bay windows that kind of show the sky, and you just see clouds that are kind of like in the darkness, with like a dark, almost black purple look to the sky in the background. And she hovers down towards you and then flops off the seat, and the seat kind of hovers back and goes to where the desk was. And now that she's looking at you all, she has a young face, even though you all know that she's probably like 300 or 400 years old. Her ears are these long, pointy ears, and her eyes are this like light lavender and a little bit of sparkle to them. And she smiles. When she smiles, you can see some of her teeth are a little bit pointy. And she grins at you all, and she's like, "What brings all of you here? And so late in the evening?"
So sorry to excuse you. I know it's the first day. My name is Diane, and these are my friends. We have Ezra and Cypher. And
Eon, yes, I know you all.
yeah.
I know
Sorry,
every student that goes to school here.
I
And
just
she
thought it was
clasped her
polite. I wanted
hands,
to.
And it's almost like she's hovering as she moves. Like her feet don't touch the ground.
Diane is deeply impressed and trying really hard. I know it's only the first day, but we've been seeing some really strange stuff going around the school, stranger than usual. And we think that something might be wrong. And of course we knew that the one person that we should really talk to about this is you.
Of course. She raises her hand, the doors behind you shut. Not roughly, just gently shut. And she motions her hands again, and some chairs kind of form just like around you all, and there's just chairs near you. And for Eon, there's actually like a little trash can next to your chair that just appears.
Eon's like, I'm just kind of easily distracted.
Great.
And she's like, "Come, sit down." And she sits down in front of you all. It's almost like her chair just appeared again, and her chair isn't behind her anymore. And she's like, "So, you saw something."
Eon being just so distracted, just says, "Yeah, Cypher saw some demon thing or whatever."
True and untrue. We've so far seen, I think, 3 things. And they're completely out of this world. I mean, such a strange situation. The first
Calm
one,
down,
I think.
Diane, and you just feel really calm, and you stop, kind of slow down. And she says, "What are the 3 things?" And you feel compelled to tell her the 3 things.
We saw a sort of rift that opened up, and they saw it the first time. Is this like this is a spell effect,
Yeah.
right? So she's
Yeah.
right to be talking this
Yeah,
way?
yeah, I love it.
The first one they saw, and it was up in the sky, and the second one was on the wall, but I didn't see that one, and the third one we just saw. We got sucked through time, I think. We were in the server room, and everything happened around us, and there was cobwebs, and I was scared.
Thank you. Now,
Am I out of it now? Can I
Yeah.
Huh.
what did this rift look like when it opened up?
Okay,
She
but when I
looks at
said
you.
scared earlier,
You have a picture.
Oh,
She holds out her hand.
I pull up my cell phone and the photo in the sky, and I hand
I
it.
open
She
up
kind of
mine.
motions her hand, and your phone kind of floats over to her and hovers in her face, and she swipes and looks at them. And she's like,
yeah.
"I don't see anything." She sends it back to you, Cypher.
I
And
open
you
up
look
mine
at
and
your
I said,
images, and nothing's there.
Eon mumbles,
It just
"That's
looks
what
like
I've been."
the sky.
Eon
then-
mumbles, "That's what I've been seeing the whole time. I don't see anything."
You said you have some, Diane?
I do, here. They're already
She
ready and they're up.
hovers over, and the phone floats to her, and she does the same thing. Just looks like pictures of all of you.
Of course they're gone.
She throws the phone back to you, or she floats the phone back to you, and you look, and it's just a picture, like a frantic picture of you, what you took with all of your friends in the server room. Now,
Okay. I
why were
understand.
you all? Why were you all in the server room, and how did you get in there?
It was unlocked.
Yeah, it was.
When?
Saw some flickering lights and we decided to go in there.
A few hours ago. Oh, they're lying on me.
Why
I
would they be
went-
lying for you? Cypher?
Because I went the server room is kind of my zen place, because I saw this thing in the sky and I needed some peace and quiet after some spells went awry with Diane, and I back spooked it, and something happened, and so then I tried to prove to them that it happened. So then I used a Sharpie on the dumpster out back, and when it was all done, they were like, the Sharpie couldn't have disappeared. So then we went back to the server room, but this time Diane and I, it wasn't just that I saw the rift. I'm pretty sure that we actually went through it, that whatever's in the server room, it actually pulled us through to the other side.
Well,
We
Cypher,
went somewhere. We did. We went
Diane.
somewhere. We were not here.
Are you sure the two of you didn't drink anything? I know that you had potion class, correct? With
No, that had worn off by now.
Professor
Jacobo. Yeah. No. That had worn off by then. We had an eventful evening, but we promise, and we know that this is a magical school. But even in that, we are used to seeing magic. And then we also know when something is wrong, you can just feel it when something is different.
But you did consume something, is what you're telling me. The two of you have.
Oh, absolutely not, teacher.
Yeah, no, I drank something. Okay.
Diane,
No, not at all.
you didn't drink anything during advanced alchemy class.
Oh, of course I did, but it was my own potion, and I still have some of it.
May I ask a question?
Of course, Cypher.
Before that was a server room, a high-tech one, with what can only be described as incredible technology. What was it used for?
Well, depends on how far you go back.
I'd say, I don't know. What would be the right time frame? Would I know that, GM?
It's been like 30 years if it was the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, say 30-ish years?
I think it was a server room. We haven't really moved things around much here. We like to stick to our routines.
Right.
My routine
understand.
is normally in the evening, looking out to the sky and meditating, which seems more of you interrupted, which is all right. I always liken speaking with the students. I rarely get visited, especially in the evening.
Eon interrupts. Speaking of routines, puts on his tinfoil hat again. I have a question, headmistress. Mistress.
Yes.
Where does the trash go?
The trash?
In the dumpsters, in the trash cans, they all disappear at 5:40.
You know what? I think we should probably let you get back to the meditating.
That's what
I didn't
need to
drink
know.
anything, but I didn't just like putting her in. I saw what they saw. I mean, I didn't see all of what they saw, but I definitely saw things. And I didn't drink anything because, for whatever reason, I was not needed in advanced alchemy class today. I think I had Whizbee practice. That was definitely what it was. We had a special Whizbee practice that had to happen during that class. It's very complicated scheduling issues.
As Ezra's talking,
Worried that something really bad is happening. She like tries to hand you a distraction. I don't know. Like, here's
More trash.
here's a plastic bag.
I assure you that everyone is safe here.
Oh, I don't doubt it one bit. I just had a question about, it just seemed that was such a strange thing. We wondered if there was some kind of, just something that maybe we could clean it up, or we were more worried about everyone else and making sure that the place was really comfortable for every student here.
Of course. And I appreciate you all coming to me with this.
Of course. Well, we decided that we could go to the one person that we knew that we could really trust. And that's you.
You should all be careful about what you drink. some of those potions can make you think and see things that are not.
Yeah.
But in the case of what you're saying is true, I will have our defense magic master take a look at it.
Oh, I haven't had that class yet. Who is the teacher?
That is not a class that we provide here.
Oh, why not? That sounds super fun. You know me, extracurricular.
There is a school that you can go to if you wish for such things. Here at Jasper Jinx Academy, that is not one of the classes that we offer. We are more of the magical arts and science.
Understandable. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry again to have jumped in, especially on this first day.
Now, Eon, for your question.
Is my mouth still being like covered by Ezra's? No.
I think Ezra was just distracting you.
Trash.
Well, if there's no way, of course, we get rid of it.
And then he sits back in his chair. You don't get rid of trash. Kind of acting like knows too much about it, like he's more of an expert than she is. You don't simply get rid of it.
That is exactly what we do. We try to keep our school as pristine as possible.
Like chokes a little bit.
Of course, we want it to be the cleanest school. When we have visitors, we want people to be proud of the school. Look at it and say, that's Jasper Jinx Academy.
Yeah. But that doesn't explain where the trash goes. And thank you for your time. And he kind of like gets up and takes the trash can that spawned next to a pier and just walks out with it.
As a new student to your pristine academy, I would love to learn more about the history here. Is there an archive?
There's a library, of course. We have one of the largest libraries in all the school districts.
Fantastic. Is it open to all hours for students? So busy with homework, I have to do it at
I believe they have all hours open for the school, minus when you're supposed to be in for curfew. But mind you, the school has not changed in a long, long time. If that's what you're looking for.
Dare I ask how long?
Well, in my years here. And are you asking a witch her age?
Of course not. That would be super rude. So we're gonna go study now because we're good students.
I'd actually like to talk to you alone, Cypher. She kind of smiles at the three of you.
Of course. Oh, but Cypher, you said that you were going to help me study with computers and stuff right now, right? I really want to keep up on that sort of stuff. Again, extracurricular.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I did say that.
Are you casting a spell or something like that, Nika?
Me?
Just lying. Flat out lying.
I'm lying. Do I have to cast a spell to lie?
No, you don't have to cast a spell to lie. You don't have to cast a spell. I just didn't know if you were trying to like set up a spell or something.
No, I'm trying to not make her stay.
Okay. I think the head witch picks up on that and she's like, I assure you, Diane, your friend is not in any trouble.
I just... Okay. Sorry to have taken so much of your time. Have a good night!
Good night,
I think
Diane.
Ezra is going to cast a spell
Ooh.
on Cypher.
On the head witch?
No.
Oh.
Cypher. She's
Great.
gonna like... I think she's gonna do the you can do it, or maybe the it's
Oh,
not that
yeah.
bad.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's just as she leaves and like she like puts her hand on Cypher's. I don't think she touches Cypher because she thinks the Cypher probably doesn't like that, but she like makes very direct eye contact and she's like, that communicates through eye contact. Like, I will make sure that everything is okay. You will be fine. You will get through this. It's like a full-on sports pep talk in a look. She's like, yeah.
Really intense.
Very intense look.
Okay.
I feel somewhat comforted by it.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah,
Do
we'll
it.
find out.
I want to feel comforted by
She
it.
believes that she strongly believes that you can get through this. It's a level 1 spell. I feel like the enthusiasm and/or the helpful plays into
I
this.
think both of them do, yeah.
Okay.
Question, does anything count on my sheet? Because I technically look up to her as an inspiration.
Yeah, that can count.
Ah, okay, nice. Because I have that I admire you.
I was
So
going to say, and I have because I admire you because you're confident and inspiring.
I think you're incredibly competent.
Oh, damn. Well, this is
Aw.
going to be a pep talk for the ages, please.
So is this a +4?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's an eye talk.
It's all.
Oh,
Oh, it's a nice. It's all communicated in she's just like, Ezra just like widens her eyes at you, and it's very
Goes
intense. and
cross-eyed.
not helpful at all.
You try to give her this powerful, like, look like you got this, and then Cypher, she gives you a look like she's scared for your life. Like, deer in the headlights, like, she's like, and you're like, it actually makes you feel even more nervous than you were before.
I feel like I'm going to throw up.
Ezra, however, feels confident that she succeeded and walks away.
Ian, what about you? Do you leave?
Happy with that.
And
I
the head
left
witch says,
before.
have a good evening, Ezra.
I was the first to leave. I grabbed the trash can that was right next to my chair and I walked out.
You can keep it, Ian, she says as you're leaving. When you look inside the trash can, there is like a little, one of the papers in there is like a receipt. It's an old receipt, and written on it is like, just for you, Ian.
He would kind of like put it in his front coat pocket.
Diane looks at the trash and says, "Don't take that."
He still pockets it.
No. Ugh. Fine. I think it's a terrible idea. Don't take it. Get rid of it.
The door shuts behind the three of you.
I was hoping this happens after the door was shut.
Yeah, you're already downstairs, right? That's what you're
Yeah,
saying.
I was
Yeah.
I was elsewhere where she couldn't directly hear me. Where I'm like, "Don't take that trash."
You pocket it, right, Ian?
Yeah, I'll put it in my pocket.
Okay, cool. You keep it. Cypher, you're sitting in the chair. The other 3 chairs disappear, like just almost like they just disappear. And she sits before you, and she says, and she stands up, and her chair kind of floats back off, and she says, she's like kind of walking, like it's like she's floating. She floats one direction and floats the next, and she says, as you're sitting there, "Now, Cypher, I know that your parents donate a lot to this school. And I know what happened to you previously at Hecate High. Perhaps what has happened to you there is affecting what is going on here. Maybe we should send you to one of the nurses."
I had nothing to do with what happened at the last place. It was an accident.
I know it had nothing to do with you. I'm just saying, situations can have effects on you. It could change the way you see the world before. It can change your magic.
But it wasn't just me. Egg saw it too.
Okay. If you're certain you're okay. I didn't want to bring it up in front of your friends.
I mean, I'm feeling like sick or something.
Not sick. But sometimes you just need someone to talk to.
My mother says that.
Your mother's a wise woman. She's one of the most well-known witches here, and she excelled greatly.
She She did. I'll good night's rest. I've had a lot of it has been a great day. First day here at Jasper Jinx Academy. I feel fantastic. And I'm gonna go get some rest. And I will right as rain in the morning. And you know what? If I'm feeling like I'm not, I'll go see that nurse of yours.
Hope that you do. She's lovely. And she's nice to talk to. I've been through a lot too, in my many years. And sometimes having someone to talk to is...
I got people, I have a room. Wait. I read a blog. Up to the blog. It's fine. I'm fine. I will leave you to your evening. Am I excused?
She claps her hand, and before you is a book that's floating in front of you.
What's that?
What'd you say?
What's that?
It's what you're looking for.
What do you what do you mean?
We'll take a look. She unfolds her hands and the book opens up in front of you. And then it hands over and it stops on a page. And it's a picture of the school. And the room that you were in. It's older. It does kind of look like what you saw, but no spider webs, nothing like that. It just looks like a server room. There's a bunch of stuff written there if you want to like sift through and read it.
This looks like a light read. Can I borrow it?
You can keep it.
Really?
Of course.
Okay. Cool. I grab the book.
Cipher. She holds out her hand.
Yep.
The keys.
Right. Like reach into a deep, probably like camo pants with like pockets or something on them. Like deep pocket. Burger pocket, and I bring
the keys
it.
kind of hover towards her as soon as they're in sight. And she holds them and she twists them around and twirls them around her finger and throws them up in the air. And they kind of just like float and a bubble forms around them. And then the bubble solidifies. And it lands back in her hand. Now, you'll stay out of that room, won't you?
Can't do it without those keys.
No, can't. And look, I will talk to the defense master. We'll ensure the school's safety. If perhaps what you're saying is true, then maybe a protection spell is dwindling or something. Maybe it needs more energy, more power. Then she throws it up in the air and it disappears.
So I'm excused?
Of course.
Thank you.
She opens the door with her hand motion and the door swings open.
What your time?
And I will say this again. Feel free to talk to the nurse if you want.
Okay.
She smiles at you and you can see kind of her pointy teeth.
I probably glottal fry all the way out of the room, just like, it's just awkward and weird.
And as soon as you leave, the door closes behind you. You can take like a sigh of relief if you want, whatever it may be.
Yeah, sigh of relief, and I put the book in my bag and I run to find them.
And that is where we're going to end this episode. Yeah.
Hey, we did plot.
You did. You learned some things.
We did plot.
Cypher has a book.
I don't trust anyone.
Me neither.
They're all in cahoots.
I love that. Like no one likes Heath. No one likes the headmistress.
I have a reason not to like
She
him.
has pointy teeth.
Pointy teeth is not a problem. It's her literally saying, oh, you know, like, oh, little lady, have you been drinking? Because clearly everything that you say is nonsense. And I'm just like, that is ridiculous. And I am mad at you.
You
and
know how many times students have come to her with like, I've seen shit because they were on like some kind of potion?
This fair, but also incorrect.
True.
Because I tried to level with her.
Yeah.
I tried to talk to her about it. Like, I know this sounds insane, but I know that magic exists. We are all magic. We know what magic is. And I tried to do like the, you know, in your heart when you feel it, when you just know that something is wrong.
She's like,
I tried everything.
That being said, it's a classic, like, you know, the adults don't believe us, so we have to solve the problem on our own situation. And
I know.
for one, do not think we will succeed.
yeah, now we're just being watched. While we do
Yes.
it.
First
do
thing
you
that's
think
going to
he'll
happen is I'm gonna make you
succeed?
get rid of
It
all
is-
of
it
Have
is
you
definitely a
seen our
trope.
group?
It is definitely a trope that is, you know, like the teachers don't like the adults don't believe.
Oh, yeah,
you,
I
right?
love it.
Yeah.
I totally love it.
And
Folks
it's
can never
I mean,
trust
it depends on how you went about it. I think from her perspective, it's like, you know, there's kids have potions, they cast spells, they make people see things. She knows that Diane, for instance, is going for the president. Kids will play tricks on you all the time to kind of like make you seem a little cuckoo, that kind of thing. And she knows that Cypher has been through a lot of shit. And now she's hanging out with this very odd group of people.
That's what I'm saying.
patronizing.
This group's saving the school.
I believe you
That's
can
the
do
problem, though, is that she didn't even start with like, okay, I understand. She just tells you that, like, you know, you are all crazy. But on the off chance that you're not, we'll check it out. You should start with that. She's bad at this.
Yep.
She's mean.
Yeah.
She's 300 years old. She doesn't get it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, she's like, okay, let me tell you, I was a vice principal for 2 years. If I was a headmistress of a high school for 300, I'd be so jaded. And I would hate kids so much.
Fair.
Oh, yeah.
I would not believe a word from their little lips.
Fair.
Look at that.
Especially not a
Little red
magnet.
dot proving my PC's wrong. Or my NPC's wrong.
As-
Oh,
no,
right.
no.
There's a reason why whenever I play a teacher, they're always like kind of exasperated and just completely fried. And also,
She
like,
was trying to have her meditation time.
yeah, you're just like, I fucking hate you.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. Because you're like,
All
we
right.
saw something.
I'm respectable.
Nika. Nika's like, I can't get over it.
Ah!
Well, I
Have
hope
you
you
seen
all.
your friends though?
Oh, man.
I hope you all enjoyed today's episode. Of course, if you really did, make sure you hit that follow button here on Twitch. And if you're watching this on YouTube, make sure you subscribe and hit the bell so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And if you're feeling super generous or you have the way to monetarily support us, following or subscribing to us on Twitch, you get some really cool emotes, as well as you can use them in our Discord, where we have a chat where you can just chat with us and talk all about the spoilery things. And then, of course, you can donate if you're feeling generous as well. And, you know, that helps pay for the cast because all of the cast members do get. So we were going to go around and we're just going to see what all of these witches are up to when they're not on this channel. And, of course, hear what their favorite moment was tonight. I like that immediately when it's over, there's just, like, arguments happening. It's great. So we're going to go backwards this time. We are going to start with the little red dot, aka Cypher, who I feel so bad for her because she's just like, you are, like, Cypher has this thing where, like, magical stuff just likes to attach to her.
That stuff happens to me. Yeah, I'm Little Red Dot. You can find me online as such, where I tell lots of stories and get to hang out with awesome, cool people as we do it together, which is pretty sweet. So yeah, you can find me on multiple channels. Most importantly, Saturday, I'll be an old man over on
She
Roll
has like this epic beard. It's amazing.
It's
She looks like a
on-
completely different person. It's awesome.
It's great. I'm very excited. I like the beard. That being said, I think tonight, I don't know. One of the things that I really love is like watching these character moments happen. And I really liked when Ezra was like, I am going to be of no use in the server room. Let me go get all of you some food so you can stop being hangry. Like, let me fix this problem. And it was just this most perfect thing where it's like, she could have trailed with us, but she really stuck to that like thing and wanting to like fix the problem. And it was so genuine and perfect. And I just loved it.
I like that she was grabbing the tray and being like, no. And the tray's like, help. Meanwhile, the other tray was like, yeah, I'll go get you a doggy bag.
She doesn't have trail linguistics yet. Just wait. She'll be talking to inanimate objects soon, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, you should learn a spell that allows you to do that. That'd be great.
Which
takes us on to our next character, Ezra, who might be going on a date with Heath. I don't know what's happening. I had to make some kind of drama with her. And of course, I love the idea of Heath because she's also best friends with Diane, which causes more drama. I love it. I'm sure.
No, you're just like, what if I make everything difficult for the character who doesn't want to disappoint anyone?
Yep. It's awesome.
She's making everything difficult for all of us, I think.
Yep.
She's thwarting my presidency left and right. I am so screwed. So I think all of us are just messed up.
The true plot of this campaign.
Diane's like, I need to be president. Random Tuesday, where can people find you at? And of course, what was your favorite moment tonight?
I think my favorite moment was the Diane Cypher like teamwork in the server room. Like, I feel like they had a moment of appreciation and connection with each other as characters of like, yeah, we can do this and we're gonna like get through this together by utilizing our strengths of lying and computers. And I really enjoyed that.
It was clever. I liked it. And I loved that like you're never sure how the two of them are gonna get along, but they just do. It's great.
They're like, these are your strengths and these are mine, and they were like, I shall rely on each other. So I really liked that. I'm Random Tuesday, though. You can find me pretty much ever online at Random Tuesday, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all of the good stuff. I play RPGs on my channel, but also on other channels like this one, and Roll For It on Sundays. So come watch that. It's going to be great. We're having an actual time skip. Like, literally, because we ended the main story. So we're having a prologue. It's going to be great. So come watch that on Sunday. Otherwise, I do cosplays. You can check those out on my website or my social media.
All right. And then moving on, we have our trash witch Eon, played by Patrick. Oh my goodness. I like that you just like took the head witch's trash can with you. I was like, oh, she's gonna leave you a little something.
I took the entire trash can. I'm not giving that back. Like the whole thing. I don't know what she left me, but I'm hoping and it's not bad. But
it won't be bad. Never.
Favorite moment. I do have to say it's probably Ezra fighting with the trays, although that was pretty goddamn funny.
It was adorable.
Yeah, that was probably my favorite moment from tonight. Oh god, I'm trying to think. There's another moment that Diane had, and I thought that was funny. I think just the constant bickering in between her, Ezra, and Cypher, all just like going at it on like what we should do. Should we go talk to principal? No, we don't want to get in trouble. But we should really talk to no. We should. And then Eon's just there like, I want to roll in trash right now. But yeah, I'm Patrick Static. I'm here every Thursday. I'm on the Lost Initiative show every Wednesday as Syax, and I stream on Twitch and play games on YouTube. And Patrick Static. Yeah.
Last but not least, we have Diane. She is going for president of Jasper Jinx Academy for her class. If you'd like to vote for her, hashtag Diane for president. The number 4 in there, not the FOR. You know, you got to be uppity with your hashtags. Make sure you hashtag that everywhere.
She tried to do it FOR. But everyone just kept doing 4, so she just kind of went with that too, because she's of the people.
She's for the
I am
people.
Nika Harper. My favorite moment tonight was, where does the trash go? And that never stopped. And it was funny when you were in the trash and with the hat and everything. It was so good. Eon constantly freaking out, and then like the callback, it was so there.
I'm really hoping there's something.
A plus comedy.
The trash is actually going somewhere.
Yeah, like it. If yes, then yes. If no, then no. But yes,
I like that it goes nowhere, but you still think that it goes
I don't
somewhere.
believe her. I know more about trash than she does. Headmistress or whatever.
Something's
It's
wrong.
not the head waitress over trash.
No,
It is over Jasper Jinx.
goes somewhere.
Yeah, something smells funny about the trash.
No.
Oh no.
Oh.
And of course, Nika, where can people find you at?
Yeah, you can find me online on Twitter at Nika Harper. Also, I do a podcast with my lovely boyfriend called Thinkness, which is it's very occasional at this point, but we try to get it back. And you can find that at Thinkness Cast, and it's all about like lateral thinking puzzles and little like mini mysteries that we try and like do ask yes or no questions, kind of a 20 questions thing to figure that out. So you can find that at Thinkness Cast, Thinkness at ThinkNess. And yeah, I'm really proud of that because the new one came out today, so I was excited. So.
Yay. And to wrap things up, again, you follow us on all the things. And of course, if you really enjoyed this game, I think I have the thing now. Yes, it is free over on Drive-Thru RPG if you want to check it out. The link's there in chat. And of course, if you're watching on YouTube, it'll be down below the fold. And if you're feeling generous and you really, really like the game, give it a little donation and purchase it for a cost. You can pay whatever you want. And if you're not, it's fine too. I would love to hear your playthroughs of it and all of the amazing witches you guys make. And just thank you all for tuning in and watching, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place, twitch.tv/MargaretCrone, and 7 p.m. PDT right here. And of course, we stream Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday, so we'll see you next Monday on this channel. Toodles. And if you're here in Twitch, hang around, we're gonna raid somebody later. All right, everyone. I hope you all had fun watching that madness. Oh my gosh, I love when you can play a game where, especially as a DM, where you just